Game over.
Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's birds. There's squirrels. Come on. We'll bless them all until we get verschnicken. Join me.
Well, Sparkle Farts, all things being equal, you are technically correct.
Try to relax your anus.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Oh, we're all blown to bits. Mind if I pull the underwear out of my crack?
It's gonna puke! It's gonna puke!
We got one!
I'm looking at my thing, and apparently it put the wrong description up. I'm going to have to fix that. Dang it. Did it do it on Twitch? I don't have Twitch up on this one. I could have swore I got the right title in there. Sup, Johnny? Big fan. Happy Tuesday. Good to see you, Balls Deep. How about we pop back over, and there we are. Some of you might be like, hey, where's the egg chair? About that. The egg chair's fine. Humpty, thank you, Wilmer, getting us started with some bits. Thank you very much. We're funded for today and tomorrow. And then we got to go back to making sure we make a buck or two on this little thing. But yeah, Humpty is fine. He's over there. I'm taking a break from the chair. It's a lot of work to push that motherfucker up the hill, so to speak. And yeah, I decided we're taking the week off. So he's fine. He's taking a vacation. That's what it is. He's on vacation. Oh, I gotta fix this. All right. Thank you very, very much, Balls Deep, for the sticker. Let's see where we're at on the party thing. I think we're a ways off from that, right? Yeah, we are. We are ways off from that. But I want to check Twitch quick to see if it put the wrong description in my thing. I'm guessing it did, and I'm guessing I fucked up because that's usually a me thing. All right, where is that? Stream Manager. Where's the, I gotta see the description. All right, fuck it, whatever. It has the right title. If we have the wrong description, I guess I don't really care. He said while he continues to try and see if he has the actual description. Oh, Jesus. That's gonna hurt right in the old pocketbook. That's fallen off today, huh? We'll miss you, buddy. So yeah, if you can contribute to the show, it'll certainly make me feel better. All right, let's go. We got all of our stories loaded. We don't have to fucking dick around. It's literally all up and in in the thing, so I can just start it. But I'm kind of letting people, because it takes a bit. I don't always launch on time. I'll be honest. It's a my problem thing. I don't always get out there right away. So some people take their sweet time checking it on the old Game Over podcast. So we'll give that a bit, and we'll drop in. Wilmer Autotech with 1, 2, 3, 4 bits. There you go. Thank you. You know what? It's considering the financials, like things are gonna be fine, but just considering what technically drops off of the earned income pay wage thing today, it's gonna yeah. So anything in there offsets that. We're happy. Boomer Bob jumping in. Good to see you, Boomer Bob. By the way, thank you anyone that's watching on Rumble. We've got the Rumble chat up and available, the live chat. So if you talk, we'll see it, and we'll talk about it. Hey everybody, I still don't have the camera aimed for her or her camera set up. We have Kitty Cat. Tag's back. Where's your drop, sweetie?
That's one fucking nice kitty right there.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. All right, so I gotta switch this to live chat. Afternoon, Johnny. Hope you're feeling good, says Delcolu. So far so good. I'm on the final nugget. I have some other things available, so it's not like this is the end of everything. But I'm going to be doing the CBD stuff for a bit, and probably taking a little bit of a break because like I said, old purse strength's getting a wee bit tight. We had to make a big expense recently. And we have to order the shirts for the anniversary show. A lot of people are going to be there, and so we're gonna have a few items for them, and then based on what's left or whatever, we'll see what we can do about sending it out to you guys if you can't get to the anniversary show. We'll see what we can do. If I can set up an online store with somebody that I deal with, would be great. But we don't know who we're dealing with yet. So we have the logos and things, so we got some of the stuff. Does anyone really care? I don't think so. He said as he methodically stroked his cat. I mean, if you were just up a little bit higher, Tegra. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you want to get your scent on the microphone, because that gets you into camera shot. There's a cat up here. This isn't as pervy as it looks. All right. That being said, we should probably just start the show now. I don't think we And the cat left, so now there's no bailing out of that. So it's definitely time to start the show. What happened to the Pussy Cam? The Pussy Cam has been rearranged as of today because I couldn't figure out why my camera was being a pain in the ass on the goddamn Zoom for Aaron, because I have 2 cameras. So the Pussy Cam has to get fixated at something to work on for tomorrow. Something to do after the show today, work on for tomorrow. Taste Fairy says, hey, Johnny, teach me how to crip walk. Real story, I don't know if I can because they're talking wheelchair time. So I can teach you how to crip roll, I guess. I mean, I suppose, is it crip walking if you push me into traffic? All right. Okay. Just a guest saying meow. Yes, we love the kitty. And what happened? We did that, and we're good. Okay. So everybody's kind of filtered in. We're ready to kind of start our show. Nice early start. I like that. We've got everything loaded up. We'll get to our... Whoa. How loose are you? You're not supposed to be loose. You're supposed to be loose. Ahoy, Johnny, says Master Meatball. Well, hello, Master Meatball. Coming in nautically as usual. All right, there we go. our first story is, this isn't a video. Damn. All right, we're going to have to read it. First story is about a U.S. soldier is being held by North Korea after crossing the border. North Korea...
Cheer 100, let us stroke and come together.
Stroke and... Well... Trucker 18-Wheeler is saying, hello, Johnny. Hey, Trucker 18-Wheeler. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody, watching the show, whether it is on Twitch, YouTube, or Rumble. Great to see all of you. Now, as I was saying, the first story here, a U.S. soldier held by North Korea after crossing the border. Why would a U.S. soldier cross the border into North Korea? I feel like that's a horrible... One... you're probably going to stand out. You're going to look well fed. Going to be very wide-eyed, you know. Oh, Jesus. You're probably going to be pretty tall. I feel like the American, like, it's not like you can blend in with the people. The American will stand out because you literally, even in a crowd, you look for the one that's kind of higher than the rest and moving better because, you know, he's had a regular diet that he didn't have to catch. He's really dumb and also a traitor, says Toastmaster. Well, I didn't want to have any opinion, so I have not read into this. You apparently know something, which is good because I love being educated. Get to the other side. Yes, why did he cross the border to get to the other side? He wanted to score some uber tight poon, and what's better than starved poon? You know who will really give you a good blowjob? A lady who's getting the cum out of your dick because it's her only source of nourishment. That's a lady who's going to put in the time, cup the balls, and really appreciate the load given because it is what keeps her sustained. It is the protein of life. The man was on an organized tour of the UN run zone, or I like calling it the unrun zone. The man was on an organized tour of the unrun zone, dividing the two countries. The crisis comes during a particularly tense time with the North, one of the world's most isolated states. U.S. citizens are advised not to go there. It's unclear if the man has defected to North Korea or hopes to return. There has been no word yet from the North. The soldier is Private Second Class Travis King. Officials have told the BBC's U.S. partner, CBS News, adding that he was being escorted back to America for disciplinary reasons. According to CBS, Private King had passed through airport security in Seoul, but somehow managed to leave the terminal and get on a tour of the border from where he crossed over. The American military has said he did so willfully and without authorization. An eyewitness on the same tour told CBS they had visited a building at the border site reported by local media to be the truce village of Panmunjom. That really looks like pandemonium, but Panmunjom. When this man gives out a loud ha 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 and just runs in between some buildings. I thought it was a bad joke at first when he didn't come back. I realized it wasn't a joke, and then everybody reacted, and things got crazy, they said. The United Nations Command, which operates the demilitarized zone, I don't know why we had to say it like that, and Joint Security Area, JSA, said earlier its team had made contact with the North Korean military to try and negotiate his release. We believe he is currently in the DPRK custody and working with our KPA counterparts to resolve this incident, it said. The KPA is the Korean People's Army, North Korea's military. The demilitarized zone, DMZ, separates the two Koreas and is one of the most heavily fortified areas in the world. It is filled with landmines, surrounded by electric and barbed wire fencing and surveillance cameras. Armed guards are supposed to be on alert 24 hours a day. Yeah, so let's pull up the map here. Where I was about to hit Control M. What am I doing? I'm not on there. Get a hold of yourself, man. Alrighty, here we go. Boom, boop, and boop. So there's our demilitarized zone. That's a nice little... I gotta put the cursor back on the screen so I can start using it again. That's a nice little thing. So this little dot down here at Panmunjom. So you pop there, and you... Why are we calling it the LOC? That feels racist. All right? We don't... It's the only sea in Africa. What do we call it? Well, we call it the Black Sea. No, we don't do that. Why? Because it would be insensitive. This just seems really, really yellow sea. Seems a little on the nose. Anyways, so there's Seoul, South Korea. So he landed here. He took a boat ride up. Could have probably taken a boat ride up, actually. But then you went to Panmunjom. Why do you want to go to North Korea? Why would you want to do it? Just kidding, Jam. Thank you, Yaruto. That bit continuing. Thank you. Panmunjom. Panmunjom, that sounds actually kind of cool. Panmunjom. But that can't be jam. It's J-O-M. Jom. I don't know. You know what? You want a sign of an uncivilized society is somebody who can't, have appropriate respect for their vowels. Alrighty. Anyways. Yeah. I hope he's... Oh, hey. No. We're gonna get to that in a second. Wait your turn, damn it. Oh. Alrighty. So, yeah, I don't get what the deal... Why would you want to go there? So what, the military wanted you and you figured, we'll just go off and... Oh, of course. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do this. Oh, of course we can't do that. Because it's Fox. I got to see if I can get this video on YouTube or something. Ugh. Fox News. Good God, you're a dickhole. Just a giant dickhole. All right, let's try looking up yeah, you know what? That came in pretty quick. So Bryan Adams there we go. All right, this is someone's thing though. Yeah, I don't want your reaction, dude. I just want the video. That's 17 seconds. It's got to be longer than that. This is from a day ago. I think this is the one we'll go with. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry, I apologize about that. I apologize. So NK has some of the dopest skate parks in the world, or so I'm told. NK, where's Nebraska? Oh, shit, I didn't get that. Thank you for the hello, motherfucker, and the 100 bits, Bud Britches. Thank you so much. All right, I want to clear all of these out. So that way, if we have PayPals and things to acknowledge, we'll do that. Yeah. Yep, nope, we're good. All right, so we've got our second thing. I've got a story that I'll read some of the details about, and then we'll cut to a video of it. I had the video on the Fox thing here, but Fox sucks a dick. So I'll just read the story quick and get over this. The summer of 2023 got a little crazy for Bryan Adams at his Salt Lake City concert earlier this month when a fan ambushed the singer and took to the stage and microphone by storm. Oh, took the stage and microphone. I didn't took to the stage. Man. Adams was performing his smash hit Summer of '69 when an unruly concert goer hopped on the stage, prompting the Canadian rocker to move away from the microphone. The man began singing. Oh, Jesus Christ, Johnny. The man sang. Oh, I don't want to read that part, though, because that gives up. All right, so we'll just go to the video. Fuck me. It's one of those days. Where are we at? There we are. Here we go. All right, we'll reload. All right, so let's be honest. Who was better? Did we like the crasher or the actual singer? It's almost like Bryan Adams is better at singing his song than some drunk asshole who thought jumping up Canadian, by the way, who thought jumping. He signed up for the MAID program. Oh, Jesus. Seems like these are happening way more since the Will Smith incident, says Delcolu. I mean, the Will Smith incident? Is that what we want to attribute it to? Bryan Adams obviously, stepped back and, let the guy have his moment. I'm just glad he didn't get, hit with anything, because Brian's old, all right? You want to throw stuff at these newer, younger people? Yeah, they can take it. All right, they can. They're young. They're resilient. They'll bounce back. But Brian is an old man. Okay, we need to let that go. Just let him have his stage time. He is like fruit. He will bruise easily. Just don't do it. Oh. I feel like that Canadian guy, he got taken off the stage. He didn't fight them at all. He's like, they're really going to respect that as soon as they grab me, I just went with them. And they're like, no. We are still going to drill you in the butthole. We call it the Crowder treatment. Alrighty. So that is fan jumps stage at a Bryan Adams concert. I don't know what's worse. Going to a Bryan Adams concert or deciding you're going to be the cool guy who's going to jump the fucking stage and then interrupt Bryan Adams during Summer of '69. Like a song we've all sang, I'm sure. A lot of us anyways. And you're going to... So you just don't want to get laid again, right? Because that's not going to be like, Hey, did you see that viral video of that douche canoe interrupting Bryan Adams? That was me. Would you like to touch my dick? Where'd you go? Wait. Alrighty. So Bryan Adams was ambushed. The crasher got in a few more lyrics. The men in red shirts rushed on stage, grab him on both sides. The man was escorted off stage, and without missing a beat, Adams was able to hit his cue for his iconic line, "Was the summer of '69." Adams posted the ordeal to his Instagram, making fun of the bizarre nature of the act. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. Oh, wow. That's great. That won't encourage this more at all. Adams is currently on tour with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and will play in Phoenix next week. Well, good for him. The incident at Adams' concert comes amid a slew of bold decisions made at the hands of concertgoers. A troubling trend has seen artists such as Harry Styles, Kelsey Ballerini, Pink, Bebe Rexha being hit with fan-thrown objects while performing. Again, that is acceptable. Harry Styles can take something to the face. You can throw stuff at Harry Styles. You can take it to the nuts and keep on going. Harry Styles is a soldier. Harry Styles is a trooper. Harry Styles can get bombarded with garbage and just keep on performing. He's young. Bryan Adams isn't that guy, all right? And Taylor Swift is a frickin' stick. If you can actually successfully hit Taylor Swift, I feel like, wow. Plus, wasn't it friendship bracelets that were thrown at Taylor Swift? Like, Harry Styles is getting pelted in the balls with shit, and people are throwing stuff at him. Bebe Rexha got somebody's phone because I guess they wanted her deets and thought that was the best way to do it. Like, hey, bitch, sext me. Well, bam. Like, no, that's not how that goes. Alrighty. So, yes, Bryan Adams. The one that did suck was Ballerini, when she just got... What did she get hit in the face with? Oh, she was hit in the eye by a bracelet when she was singing her song, If You Go Down. Well, she almost went down. Oh. Fuck. Last week, a video surfaced of Swift seemingly dodging bracelets thrown at her by a group of fans as she walked backstage while her security tried to control the situation. They dropped friendship bracelets from a fucking small height. Oh God, I get Taylor Swift is a stick, but still, I feel like she could have taken the bracelets pretty easy. I feel like Taylor Swift probably could have taken the bracelets pretty easy. Maybe secretly kind of would have enjoyed the jokes aside. Bowling for Soup covered that song better than Adams wrote it. I don't. Only thing Ballerini is getting hit in the face with is BBC. Well, she might be, but she definitely took a bracelet to the face. And I remember watching that video. That really took her down a peg. She had to stop a moment. One of her fans had to, one of her supporting band members had to come like look at her face and be like, no, you're good. And then, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's the only thing. I think it might be the only thing she's getting hit in the face with regularly. Speaking of BB,
day, all
no,
across our nation,
fuck you. Speaking of someone who has a BBC, Ilhan Omar. I am a big fan of having, my opinions reinforced. Rage Against the Machine. Bullet in the head, bracelet in the face.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription It's more cowbell.
Well, aren't I a bag of shit? Guess what's over there? I gotta get out 5 of them. Can we do it? This isn't safe. All right, here we go. 5 gifted subs from Wilmer Autotech to Miller Master, Master Meatball, Max Cade, Nagasuka, and Polar Bear Express. Thank you, Wilmer, for that amazing gift of 5 subs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got to really pull the audio down on that. That is nowhere near as muted as it is with the egg chair. I forgot. Move that rolly chair. The rolly chair moves, but the carpet like sags in a little bit, and even though it's on a mat, it sinks in, so there's divots, and just it's hard to get it out of a spot it's been sitting in for a minute. And I don't mean to brag, but but I got a fat ass. What?
Why didn't somebody tell me my ass was so big?
It's like I'm a ventriloquist. All right, so Ilhan Omar. Speaking of fat asses, I hate a lot of different politicians in terms of like the stupid stuff they say, and they don't get held to account in a lot of places. But then there's times where they say something so dumb that I feel bad calling them out on it. And for Ilhan Omar, that was her, some people did some stuff moment. That was when I went, okay.
Guess what?
Oh, Lab Glass doesn't want to be out
fever.
there.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Wait, I had it 2 seconds ago. Oh, there it is. Got it under the chair somehow. Got to drop it down. 2 gifted subs from Lab Glass. Thank you so much for that support. Let's go. Hey, what the fuck happened? I thought I was the asshole in a butt plug. I thought this was the asshole in a butt plug show. Where's my Humpty? Hashtag not my chair. Fallen, it's very, very difficult to put the chair in here all the time. So I just chose to take the week off. And sorry, but Humpty's taking the week off. I'm not rolling that thing here this week. Sorry. It is a ton of work. And I have to go to appointments tomorrow. Sorry. Anyways, back to the Lab Glass and the 2 cowbell. We have a sound drop for that, but we got to do the cowbell. 1, 2. There we go. Need the screamer to scare Johnny. I don't know about the screamer to scare Johnny. Appointments are gay. Appointments might be gay, but at this point, I got to do whatever I can. And, oh, nope, here we go. And, here, I can say, Fallen the Great, look, here, I'll vocalize your frustrations for you, okay? And it's not a butt plug, it's an egg chair. You know, it's very much a reinforcement when you say, "Hey, I thought this was the asshole in a butt plug show." Which, as I say, is a fucking funny title. If I'm honest, if we have to rebrand, we should see if that's taken. But still, no, it's an egg chair. You want to talk about an asshole and a butt hug? Ilhan Omar. All right, so let's get to this story. I am determined to do this. Representative Ilhan Omar, D. Minnesota, a dick from Minnesota, was roasted online after she tweeted Monday evening that the Earth broke the record for the hottest day in 120,000 years. Oh, I heard 750,000 is a lot. Omar used the tweet to call for a climate emergency declaration, added that the record for hottest day ever was broken on 3 separate days. However, Omar's tweet was met with skepticism and was tagged with a Twitter community note casting doubt on the claim. Oh. Boo. That was the screamer, says Yaruto. That's nice. I love that people can contribute. All right. I'm willing to hear Wilmer Autotech out on that story. We'll give that a little bit. We'll get to that at the end of all this. So, she really believes it. It's, you know what saves the world from global environmental crisis, don't you? Well, if you're Ilhan Omar, it's probably funneling money back to... why the solution is always more taxes. I mean, I feel like... the solution is, of course, more taxes. If we take away all of your money, we can't have any global warming because you'll all freeze to death. You can't pay your bills. The problem is, regardless of whether or not she believes it, people should that she talks to believe it. And the problem with her tweet is that as White House advisor Stephen Miller responded, what was the temperature of the globe at 12 p.m. GMT, July 1st of 1116, 539 BC? Republican Utah Senate candidate Trent Staggs responded to the tweet saying, "Is this satire?" Oh, Jesus Christ. So this is the tweet. Can we? All right, we'll go to. No, I don't want to do it. I haven't logged into Twitter. I'm not sure what my Twitter password is. Can we do it this way? We'll do it this way. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Here's the tweet. In fact, we'll go. It deserves full screen. The Earth just broke the record for the hottest day in 120,000 years. In fact, we broke it on 3 separate days. National climate emergency now. So readers wanted to have context. It is not possible to have accurately measured the daily temperature data back 120,000 years. So this tweet cannot be presented as a fact. NASA climate scientists recognize 1880 as the start of modern climate records. You know, 1880, so we went back 120 years, 120,000. She just, you know what it is? I bet she held it and got too many zeros. It was an accident. She just meant 120 years. I don't know if that's even, well, no, if we broke the record, yeah, it'd be 120 years. It's only been keeping accurate weather records for like 150 years. Everything else, they're just guessing about. Right. Everything else they're just guessing about, including whether or not the planet goes through sort of temperamental shifts in temperature based on a variety of factors. There was a study that was released recently that the Earth's axis shifted fucking 34.5 inches, and it's not supposed to happen. Doesn't sound like a lot when you think about the globe, but 6 men arrested for allegedly... Oh, Jesus. I gotta say, if you're arrested for allegedly gang-R-ing a person, I don't think you should be allowed to walk into jail covering your head so people don't see pictures of your face. I feel like, no, you don't get to do that. You do not deserve anonymity. We should give you as much consideration as you gave your victim. That's what I say. Anyways, leave Arizona out of this. Wait a minute, what? Why is Arizona? It's them. It has them that hot here. It's that fucking Arizona. It's all their fault. Okay, now I get where we're going. It's not satire. It's just sad and tired. Aww. Sounds like Omar has been dining with Yellen. I mean, it sounds like Omar is... It sounds like Omar is being I was going to say radical Muslim woman, but I mean... Those are just I didn't mean it was a joke because she's being a radical person and she is a Muslim woman. Just play on words. Anyways, so earlier this month, local Florida outlet Earth broke its record. Okay, so it's not just her. A local Florida outlet, WFLA TV, reported that Earth broke its record for the hottest day in 120,000 years. Citing the Climate Reanalyzer dashboard maintained by the University of Maine's Climate Change Institute. Oh, the University of Maine's Climate Change Institute, an institute dedicated to climate change. Are they dedicated to proving whether it happened or not, or has happened before or not, or if it's a man-made thing? No. I'm willing to bet they're dedicated to proving not only is it real, but it's man-made, and here's how we stop it. Oh, the tool compiles weather data stretching back to 1970. You know how you guys were saying that there's only been accurate weather records for like 150 years? Well, the models that stretch back 120,000 years are based on weather data stretching back to 1979 and comes with a stark warning that the data should not be taken as official observational records. You only 1979. Wow. Does that seem a little cherry picked? If NASA is saying that we have scientists recognize 1880 as the start of modern climate records. Look, Johnny, 150 years is plenty for us to freak out about. Right, but I'm saying that the model that they're using to freak out about the timetables and everything of it's the hottest day in 120,000 years. Those records struggle to go back 50 years. They are basing models, and that's what I'm saying. You have 150 years. You could use it if your argument is true, then 150 years should paint only a starker picture of a climate that was stable or relatively stable and much cooler, and just kind of sitting there and wouldn't be warming up at all until along come us humans with our need to burn fossil fuels and stuff. And Up, 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 up it went. But that, again, it's weird to, again, I hate to say it's only going back to 1979 with a time machine. All right, and comes the stark warning: the data should not be taken as official observation records. Right, and that has not stopped a news station or a congressperson, because, of course, congress people don't rely on bullshit just because it feeds their argument at all. Thorne saying, they were saying we were headed for another ice age up into the 80s, right? And I bet there was a reason we had to curtail that scientific data. I bet the solution to that back then was green energy and a whole bunch of taxes. But science is settled now ever since COVID. Right, science is always settled. But again, don't bring a scientific argument to me that's built off of a model that's not even remotely scientific when you consider the breadth of information that's available. I mean, talk about cherry picking your data. You pick it from 1979 to now. Why? We can't go back to even like the 20s? I feel like... Don't be a science denier, Johnny. I'm not a science denier. I'm a science advocate. And a science advocate, a true scientist, would say that if you are taking 150 years of data and saying, let's ignore 100 of it and just take the last 50, you are not getting an accurate picture. And if you're basing a model off of that then goes as far back as 120,000 years... I don't know. It seems, forgive me for saying, it seems a little suspect. And am I surprised that Ilhan Omar bid on this? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. She calls anyone who doesn't agree with her racist. So, I mean, of course she bid on this. She's dumb. And again, that's not because I dislike ladies of color or Muslims. That is, again, because she's dumb. 750,000. Is a lot. I should probably just get that sound drop at this point. It makes such an appearance here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and drop that story. I've got a story and a video.
Trevi Fountain in Rome turning black last week after
I say if they put stuff in the water at the fountain to turn it black, then maybe you should baptize them in it. Alrighty, I was trying like hell to find the video for this, but a woman in Germany was dubbed a brutal blonde by European media after she dragged a climate activist from blocking traffic as the public's patience wears thin with the frequent protests on roadways. The video showed a woman screaming at a climate change protester to get up from blocking a road in Bottrop, Germany. Bottrop? Really? B-O-T-T-R-O-P. Bottrop, Germany. Good afternoon, folks. This is Sandy Squatch. Hey, Sandy. Bottrop, Germany. Bottrop, Germany is now my new favorite place, just because that's a name. The video showed the woman screaming at the climate change protester, according to the video posted by an activist group, but I can't find that fucking video. Then the woman grabbed by the activist by her hair, dragged her to the side of the road. When the girl returned to block the road, the woman dragged her by the hair a second time. The activist was lightly injured in the altercation. Police in Recklinghausen said The police were looking into the videos and the photos of the incident to determine if criminal proceedings were necessary against those who dragged the protesters off the road. They said the climate activists were taken into custody. We have some still shots of the video. I can't find the video. But I'm going to say this, Boop. Give me a good shot at the face so I can gauge what I'm working with. Hey, honey, how you doing? Oop. Actually, you know what? That's probably better for a guy, perving on you on the internet. That's a better one. That is a more accurate definition. So this is the situation. This is the blonde lady. This is the protester. And the thing I'm pissed about is the idea that we have to look into whether criminal charges are necessary. For what? She was doing your goddamn job. Pull these assholes out of the street by their hair. If they, you know what? I'm not as nice as her. I don't want to remove these people from the street by their hair. I want to get a steamroller. I want to inch it up to them and say, all right, I'm setting this for 5 minutes. When it goes off, I go forward. And just let them think about it. They've got 5 minutes. And they might be going, well, they won't. They obviously won't do that. Oh, no. I'll do it. I'll do it foot first so you can scream the whole time. Because the protesters are always after the same thing. They always want to raise awareness. None of them want to do anything. None of them have a solution. They just demand that they get their way because, by golly, they're not getting it fast enough. And so they're going to raise awareness. And when this stuff happens, they're going to tweet it and send it out. Sacrifice something. Sacrifice your first world living for a little bit to go to some of the leading pollution countries in the world. Go to China, go to some third world countries where pollution really does happen really bad and make a difference there. Protest that to raise awareness. See how that goes for you. Because again, you can get everything you want done here. Turn off all the electricity, give up all the cars and all the stuff. All right, fine. Now you can't go on the internet. You can't drive around anywhere. Goods are going to be hard to get, so I hope you enjoy your famine. Give up all of your first world stuff, and we all have to do it with you. But how about you just do that by going to some of these third world countries? Or, like I said, China's a pretty big polluter. Do that. Johnny 1.0, I'm here, let's go. And Netherlands is busy plowing up farms for more housing. The next decade will be interesting. Yeah, it will. That will be great. I have a sticker in my cabinet from the first Earth Day in 1970. The ozone was gone. We were all gonna freeze. Wait a minute. The ozone being gone was why we were gonna freeze? See, now the argument was when I was in school, the ozone being gone was meant that we were gonna get more sunlight and more rays in, and then we were all going to burn because the greenhouse gases would trap them in. Scoop them up with a payload or bucket and raise them up and slowly tip. No. Again, if they want to commit to the bit, they should commit to the bit. And I will respect them for committing to the bit. You know what? You be willing to sacrifice something. Make me be a piece of shit going, oh my God, that's horrendous. I watched the video and I won't sleep now. I can't believe I asked for that. Put me in the position of being an asshole if I'm the asshole. But again, we have a 1 minute video. While searching for footage of this lady, in my opinion, doing the right thing by, again, getting these protesters who want nothing more than to sit in traffic knowing that no one's going to just run them over. We have another person here who viciously glued his hand to the street. Look, he's talking with the news. He's holding up. He almost looks happy about it. He glued his hand to the street in Germany. This is weird. Did he like Hulk smash rip his hand from the concrete? It looks a lot more like they cut his hand free from the street. It's weird. You know, you didn't need to do that. You could have just pulled on the guy. Oh, God. He waved with the brick. Like, hey, I'm not really giving up anything. I'm not even going to suffer like, if I was to find out later that this dude is going to lose his hand because of doing this, I would say, good, at least he fucking risked something. And I would like to see him continue to do this. Go in knowing you're going to lose your hand. Go in knowing, like, dude, this could, you could severely fuck up your hand to the point where it's amputation time. Thorn, say bye-bye to your skin, possibly say bye-bye to your hand, dude. Again, nobody does this. He knew that they were going to, again, let's go to the clip in the beginning. I keep saying again. Say again, asshole. He knew they were going to literally laser out and cut out a square section and whittle it down to a manageable size for him to carry so we can take him to a hospital and carefully, painstakingly remove him from the road from his hand. No. He poured how many effing superglue things on his hand to coat his hand in superglue to make sure it didn't effing come off the street? See how good he did. All right? Here's how we can gauge his performance. Look, this is how much awareness you've raised. How much of your hand was still left on the road when we pulled you off? You'll have to wait possibly months, possibly years for the skin to slough that off. No. What was it? Industrial adhesive? Did it say he used industrial adhesive? Do we know that that's industrial adhesive? I don't know that that's actually industrial adhesive. Firefighters had to cut the tar. Oh, he's on an airport. Oh, F you. He's on an airport runway? Or is the tarmac just the name of the... It's a street. It's a street, asshole. And again, this dude moves his backpack and he drags this guy. You guys are honking your horns. Here's how that works. You honk your horns for a minute or two, then you start inching forward. And if they don't move, you keep moving. Eventually, your car will move them. You know why people do this? You know why they go limp like this? Because again, they're not afraid of any consequence. That's why I want to raise awareness and show these really hot woke chicks that I give a shit about the environment. I want to pretend that I care, but I don't want to do anything. I don't want to risk anything. I don't want to go somewhere to make a difference where it would actually count. I don't want to quite possibly fight for the environment with like actual activists that go to horrible countries where pollution happens. Spoiler, a lot of that doesn't actually happen. It's really weird. It's like those countries where they do that shit. They just hot and woke don't go together. Rusty Grammar, that's because you are focusing on the second part. So because it's woke, it cannot be hot, which again, that's a you thing. And I'm not saying there's a lot of them. I'm not even saying there's any here. I'm just saying these guys are very much trying to impress somebody. And if you'll notice, in traditional fashion with their generation and overall mindset, they want to do as much as possible by doing literally as little as possible. And if you need the point further analyzed, we'll go back again. You're raising a lot of awareness for everyone who's not getting where they need to be right now because you glued your hand to the fucking street. And again, that stuff doesn't look like industrial glue on his arm. That looks like he has super glue and there's some sort of like spray shit. Climate Initiative Last Generation has carried out protests in 26 cities. In Koblenz, a motorist took matters into his own hands. In Berlin, activists wore masks to look like government figures. Why are you letting them keep the mask? Rip the mask off their face. They can wear the mask. They can look like government figures, but we have to rip the mask off. Also, did she start crowing like an old lady? Are you crying or coming? It's really hard for me to tell. Why are you crying? Let's go back to that. She's the reason all these guys are there. Oh, absolutely. Except for the police. They're there because they have to be. But yeah, she's the reason all these guys are there, which is why we need to take the mask off. I can already tell from lifting, as you guys are lifting her up, she has no tits, I'm guessing no ass, and, dude, if that's your oh noise, I mean, sorry, but oh no. Oh, I gotta go back a little further. Oh my God, she's part rooster. No, dude. Maybe it's because you traveled or whatever and your time zone's off. The sun's been up for a while. You are way off. It is not time to head to the field. Luke Duke, howdy everyone. Howdy, Luke Duke. We're having a awesome time. Thorn, you have too many standards, Johnny. I have too many standards. Rusty Grammar is immediately discounting anybody who is woke as not being hot. I feel like I don't have as many standards as a lot of people, apparently. I feel like my standards are apparently a lot more. I'm willing to at least give a woke lady a chance. Look, I'm not saying I'm going to be there in the morning. You know, in fact, I probably am going to leave as soon as I come because she'll hopefully be asleep, and that's the best time, you know? I mean, after all, why are we going Dutch if I'm not trying to avoid that I ever dated you? Fucking Jesus. Federal cabinet recently approved changes to how it will do the math around sectors' CO2 emission limits. No, why go away? I don't want to see why do gray whales interact with humans on boats. Fuck off. Get off the screen. I'm watching this thing. Critics are saying what? Critics say it takes the press to the lagging transport sector. It doesn't take the press. Again, the part that pisses me off is like, okay, so all right, so you got Germany to do stuff, but the emissions are going to still go up because, again, the biggest offenders aren't you guys. You're firing bullets at a freight train, and you have no intention of going up against the actual engine. You just want to fire your bullets. So, like I said, it's the wrong move to punish the people that are pushing the people out of the streets. The protesters get to have their opinion. How about we get to... That's our anti-protest. That's our anti-protest. Why do gay wait? Okay. Fallen, I think I have a sound drop for that. All right, let's catch up with another story here. Because again, I feel like we got I feel like we got all the squeeze. Still understand why people don't just act like they're not there. Yeah, Chevrolet JB, it's gonna be getting there. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be getting there. Where pretty soon, I feel like people are just gonna start ignoring them completely. That's I think the best way to go about it. That's the biggest problem with this is like, we're raising awareness because we have to get the press to do something because that's the only way change happens. But China doesn't give a shit. Again, I'm sorry, if you don't give a shit about China or any of the third world countries and the pollution they're doing, then I feel like you're kind of, being a phony. You're kind of full of shit. I'm sorry. And I'll flat out admit I'm not willing to go to third world countries and start protesting what they're doing to the environment. But that's also why I'm not sitting here screaming, we got to do stuff about the environment. No. It's all fucked up. And none of us are going to do anything. No one's actually going to do anything about it. And the parts that people are legit fucking up, no one's going to do anything about. And the parts that you want to fucking fix because it'll make you feel better, you don't want to live in that world. But I didn't think it would have. It's the same thing as people who want all the criminals released without bail. Jails are racist. All that stuff. As soon as the shit spills over onto their street, as soon as the homeless people start camping on their sidewalk, now it's like, well, we have to do something. This isn't okay. I just said it was wrong. I didn't mean I wanted it to actually affect me. I just wanted to raise awareness. Master Meatball saying, thanks for the sub. You're welcome, Master Meatball. Wilmer Autotech is a dope person. China doesn't give a shit, and no one believes the media anymore. What is the point of this whole protest? There is no point, Thorn. The point is they want to say they're doing something while simultaneously not doing anything and enjoying any of the benefits that the society they denounce gives them. So that they get to wash you know what they're doing? They're washing their guilt away. I live in a first world society and I feel really, really bad about that. But I also like driving to the supermarket, using the internet, and doing all the stuff I do. So how about once in a while, I sit out in front of a car and it honks its horn at me aggressively, and I maybe pay a public disturbance fine. None of these people are serving like life sentences. And again, if you had to have your hand forcibly removed from the tarmac of the street, you should have to pay for that construction work. All right? Although it's the city paying for it, so I mean, how much do you got? You got to give them what, like $50? They'll shortchange somebody. Actually, no, they'll overcharge. What am I fucking thinking? Yeah, no. Make the city make them pay. The city be like, all right, now it's your bill. Now that's your bill. Congratulations, you won't be driving a car. You can't afford one. But yeah, it's people whitewashing their guilt. It's people going, you know what I want to do? I want to enjoy all of this awesome stuff, and I don't want to feel responsible. And if I ever have a friend or a family member going, oh, but the environment, but the world around us, I want to be able to go, yeah, but I did the right thing because I raised awareness. And that's literally it. I raised awareness. And by awareness, I mean I got likes on Facebook and social media. It was really kind of cool. Dickbags. All right. If you can't tell, I'm really sick of the do nothing climate activists. I'm really sick of the I threw shit at a painting or I glued my hand to a wall climate activists. I'll never see one in front of me. But let's just say if I do, I will not waste the opportunity. All right, let's catch up on the world of music. Apparently, it's getting rough out there. Stars are now running off the stages, not just from phones and stuff. This honestly, you know what? If you want to make an argument for global warming and climate change and everything, and you want to appeal to people that maybe don't believe in you, hit them in the wallet, hit them in the old pocketbook, going, "Hey guys, global warming's real."
All right, Jason Aldean, he was back on stage performing in Saratoga Springs, New York last night. The country superstar shaking off his bout with heat exhaustion over the weekend, which forced him to end his concert early in Connecticut. A fan caught this moment as Aldean...
It's almost like the world's getting hotter, and when you put a guy on stage behind a bunch of lights and under a bunch of lights and in front of a bunch of lights, and he maybe doesn't hydrate properly, and it possibly even has a couple beers before he starts the day because, you know, it's just a stiff, sore feeling. I'm sure that guy isn't going to...
ran off the stage. Aldean taken to social media on Sunday saying that he suffered from a combination of dehydration and heat exhaustion, but he stopped short of saying that he suffered from an actual heat stroke. He added that he didn't think it was that serious. Aldean did say, though, that he was treated with IV fluids following that incident.
Again, I apologize for cutting the show short, but we'll come back and make it up to you, and I'm feeling a lot better, so thank you guys for checking in.
I'm feeling a lot better. I called it an early night. They gave me IV fluids, and then I still had one of the roadie girls, suck fluids out of me. And so, quite frankly, there was a lot of fluid exchange. It was good. Thorne, I've settled well into I guess I have to grow and hunt my own food now. Oh. Fuck me. Seems to me Mother Nature is doing fine, taking care of herself. Go back to an old farmhouse. It's falling down, and eventually it's grown over. That works with pretty much everything. Yeah, climate activists, you want to do some shit to fight climate change? Plant some endangered trees in a golf course. Like, we've deforested so much of the planet for stupid reasons like fucking golf courses. Another reason Frisbee golf is superior. Play it in a fucking forest. Look, and so I feel like if you really want to do something, that's something you could actually do. It has almost no effect, but you can do it without, getting likes and social media coverage, and you can still raise your awareness. That's a much more effective means. Alrighty. Let's see, Thorne, yeah, I hear you with you there. Been doing it since I was really young, but I can't go out and shoot a bag of rice. Yeah, you can't shoot a bag of rice. You can't really grow a bag of corn if you need it for feed or anything like that. It just, I'm going to start plowing up all the golf courses and planting corn and grain. Honestly, we don't need more corn or grain. We grow a lot of that. You know what we need to start doing? You know what? You don't need. You know what we need to start doing? First world solutions to these problems. We need to start doing hydroponic farming, like inner city hydroponic farming. Get the inner city people back on healthier foods, off of the cornstarch, off of, healthy fruits and vegetables. I'll call it the green hazard. What? All right. But yeah, dude, fucking first world people want to fucking complain about everything, but they don't want to do anything. They want us all to change what we do to make them feel better. All the corn is GMO now anyway. All of it. I mean, Monsanto's literally goes to the point of sprinkling their seeds on their competitors and other private farms to snake the farm out from under them. You really think all of them are GMO? How would Monsanto's be able to track which kernels are theirs unless they could, look at the DNA and point out that it's the one they built? You can't get heirloom corn or soy anymore. Yeah, Monsanto pollen in the wind, conquistadors of your field. Yeah. Because, they're just a good company. Just a good American company. Is it American? I don't know. Alrighty, so here's the FDA reports details MRI accident caused by a sex toy. Holy Jesus! MRI accident caused by a sex toy. Thank you, Innovative Healthcare, for this story, and I forget who that sent it to us. Was it? It was Wilmer Autotech or Rusty Grammar? I don't remember. Someone gave me this story. Isn't hydro farms what they do in Arizona? GMO is cross-pollination, so what the fuck? Why make it more difficult? Yeah, human beings have been genetically modifying organisms for a very, very long time, but we were doing it through kind of like forced accident of like crossbreeding and stuff. And now it's to the point where like we'll just, manipulate the DNA. The difference is, and this is why I have to stress with people, when you make a plant do it on its own, it's a little bit more controlled. You can understand like the plant being able to carry out that crossing kind of means it's all right. But if you force it in terms of a DNA thing, you don't know what the offshoots of that are going to be. Wilmer Auto. Was fill some holes saying Wilmer Autotech. It was Wilmer Autotech for this. So we got to get to this sex story in a minute. But yeah, GMOs, like the genetically, like to the point where they're splicing the DNA, that to do what? To do what? Why do you say, we want to make it more susceptible to this. We want to make it so the food doesn't spoil as quickly. Yeah, but you understand when bacteria and things in the environment can't break it down, how is the environment or biome in your gut supposed to break it down when it's made for food? Like, that's one thing why I love homemade bread. Homemade bread, you can taste it turning. You can taste when the yeast and everything is starting to get uppity. It's like, this bread's going bad. This bread is turning. And you don't have a lot of time. That's why when I make 2 loaves, I got to give one away. I'm not going to even eat the second one. Tulips were the start way back in Holland. Right. And then they brought eugenics back to that region later, but it was all right. In a recent adverse event report filed with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, details an MRI accident involving a sex toy and a patient. According to the report, the event occurred on April 7th. The patient involved in the accident was screened for metal prior to undergoing her MRI, but did not disclose the presence of a butt plug. How do you not let them know that there's something in your ass? You should be aware that there is a butt plug. All right, I want you to lay on this table. Do you feel comfortable? Yes, I don't feel like there's additional pressure on my rectum from the thing that's in my ass currently. Butt plugged to death, says Fat Conan. Do you understand why they don't want you wearing metal inside an MRI machine? The magnetism isn't necessarily like, oh, it's going to pull something from across the room or anything like that. You see, the thing is, when the fucking magnets, how do those work? Hey, Johnny, look, stairs. What? Bread rant. We have someone in the chat now. Oh, wait. Fuck it. I thought that was a name. Here we go with Johnny's I'm better than you because I can bake bread rant. Hey, Johnny, look, stairs. Dude, baking bread. I'm not better than you because I can bake bread. I'm better than you because I can look up how to do it. Baking bread is incredibly simple. Baking bread is incredibly easy. It takes next to no experience, takes very few ingredients, and it can be done pretty much all the time. What about fillings, says Master Meatball? Fillings are usually not metal. Not at least not the metal that you have to know how to proof the yeast and the dough. You have to know how to proof the yeast if you don't have instant yeast, but you can go to a store and buy like ready to use instant yeast. So you don't need to know how to proof the yeast, but proofing yeast is very, very simple. And proofing the bread is, again, or the dough, pretty simple. It's let it sit there and rise. Punch it down, let it rise again. Now bake it. It's easy. Look, bread was one of the first things we figured out how to make, and it wasn't because it was super hard to do. Okay? It was not because we couldn't figure out how to mix flour and water, add yeast, give it time, add heat, boom, bread. We figured it out, probably by accident. It was pretty easy. And hell, on a hot day, you could do it with a fucking street. All right? You could go to Arizona and make bread on the sidewalk. It's all simple when you know how. But that's the thing, Master Meatball. If you look up how to make beer, you have a lot more work ahead of you, okay? You look up how to make bread, you're committing not even an afternoon, a couple of hours. We did it by accident with wild yeast, says Luke Duke. Yeah. So again, Johnny fucking bragging I can make bread. If you think that's a brag, that says more about you. All right, so I got to get back to the butt plug of death. Let's get back to this lady. Did not disclose the presence of a butt plug. The patient went into the MRI and completed her scan. However, the exam went awry when the tech went to retrieve the patient. She went in for the MRI, and when the MRI was over, the tech was pulling the table out. The patient started to scream, the report reads. The patient stated that she felt nauseous, was in pain, and felt like she was going to pass out. The report did not disclose whether the patient sustained injuries, but it did indicate that staff called an ambulance and the patient was transported to a nearby hospital. There are numerous social media posts about the incident, each of them touting different versions of the event. There is even an image alleged to be from the patient's imaging following the accident, but there has been no confirmation that the image in question is legitimate, and it should be noted that the FDA's attempts to contact the patient in order to follow up on her case have been unsuccessful. Yeah, because she doesn't want to admit it was her. This latest incident is one of several serious MRI accidents that have been reported this year. In January, a man accompanying his mother to an MRI room took a bullet to his abdomen when the magnet caused his gun to involuntarily discharge, and another involved a nurse being pinned between the magnet and a gurney after transporting a patient to the MRI suite. Many experts in the field are concerned that the frequency of these accidents will continue to occur as MRI technology changes. This has prompted a call for more standard MRI safety measures from providers and patients alike. That's mean. I'm sorry. Fat Conan, too soon. Too soon. We just read a story about a lady who had an MRI with a butt plug in her ass that was apparently made out of metal. Bad choice on your end, sweetheart, because I bet you that thing heated up. Oh, I bet you it got vaguely seared to your butthole. I heard that butt plug traveled at the speed of sound. Who brings a gun to an MRI appointment? Only someone who's ready to defend freedom. Let me tell you, any woke MRI starts trying to, scan me with any of that drag queen MRI hour stuff, I'm going to... Probably a VA patient. Well, again, the guy who got shot by the gun wasn't in the MRI. It was his mother. He just he apparently was in the room with his gun. Oh, no metal in there. Good. Oh, Jesus. So yes, MRI machines, a medical device meant to save us, gonna be the death of us. Gonna get us all killed. All right, thank you if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble. We appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody watching the show. Super awesome. Thank you so much. And as we get going, we're going to just drop the old PayPal links in the chat for anyone that wants to support the show with something other than subs and sound drops and bits. Let's John Jamingo, the butt plug was probably pulled in further up her butt. It might have been, but I also will guarantee you this, it will have probably heated up a little. Just a tinge. Although I should say, if it did, then probably... No, you're probably right. It probably just moved in. She felt really, really good halfway through the appointment and didn't know why until she tried to come back out again. All right, there is the Streamlabs, Venmo, and PayPal. Again, if you want to support our program, there are the PayPal links and stuff. And we will keep an eye on our phone and say thank you. All right. All right, so that's been delivered. Now I just have to hope the other thing gets delivered. What's the goal, says John Jamingo. Right now we're on to, so today's Tuesday. So Tuesday, we were into, so Tuesday and Wednesday are covered. So we're into Thursday. It's a $50 a day goal. And we were up way over that before. We were very comfortable with that. Taken quite a nosedive down. And, that's what it is. But either way, we're going till 5:30 today and 5:30 tomorrow. And we'll see how all the rest shakes out. That's why I stick with plastic butt plugs. That's why I just don't use butt plugs. I got to see the x-ray. You got to or you need to? Because if you got to, how do I get to see the x-ray? Because I want to. I need to see the x-ray. I don't know where again there is no actual confirmed report of the X-ray. We believe that the X-ray may not be legit. Luke Duke, yeah, I saw it. The butt plug is in her abdomen. I feel like if the butt plug made a significant move through your guts, right? Like if it's going through like linings and stuff on the wall, like no. Sandy Squatch saying, I learned how to make bread when I was 9 from the little old lady across the street. Sandy, you don't count. You're a woman. You guys are expected to know how to make bread. Which, don't get me wrong, horribly sexist. I know. I don't agree with it. Personally, I think men are better chefs because, women. Oh, good God. I love having fun. This is a good show. We should probably get into our second hour stories. It's 3:30, so we are going for another 2 hours. And we've only gotten through 1 hour's worth of content. So we have to kind of move this around. Oh, yeah. They shut the MRI machine down quick. Oh. What's worse? You go to the hospital because you deliberately withheld that there was a butt plug in your ass. Withholding. Or is it worse that you forgot? Like, I don't know what's worse, that you are so used to the sensation of a butt plug that you forgot it was there, or that you didn't tell them. Oh, I didn't get Atomic Ray's comment from earlier. Oh, wait, Trucker 18-wheeler. A lot of things.
Last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
John Jamingo subscribing with Prime. That's 2 months. Thank you so much. That'll help knock us off. We'll see. We'll tabulate all the stream, all the stuff up on Twitch at the end of the show today, and let you know tomorrow where that moves the old goalpost. But again, thank you so much for that contribution to the show. We appreciate 2 months for John Jamingo on the Prime. Thank you. Here's your cowbell. The tail should have been a clue. The whole reason she was getting the MRI was because her ass hurt. Well, hey, we found the cause. And was fill some holes. The tail should have been a clue. Fuck a clue. The tail, just grab it and pull them. We can solve this problem. We can solve this thing. When it's gaping, you got to fill it with something, says Toastmaster. Yeah, but if it's gaping, maybe don't fill it with something metal right before you go to the MRI. All right? I feel like, hey, getting an MRI, maybe it's time for a silicone butt plug. Maybe a cursory Google search on MRI safe butt plugs would be something you should look up. I'm not going to look that up because I'm going to end up on a federal watch list, and I certainly don't want that. But I'll tell you right now, if I was going into an MRI machine and I, for some reason, needed to have a butt plug in, I would certainly make sure that it is an MRI safe butt plug. All right? No metal whatsoever. Or an Amazon wish list. What? The tail should have been a clue. When escaping, you need to fill it with something. Or an Amazon wish list. I'm not sure where that's at, Fat Conan, but thank you for that. We have the live chat up. Why doesn't... Nah. All right. Anyways, I heard it takes a week to restart an MRI, but that's Litchfield Hospital. I don't think it takes a week to restart an MRI. I would guess that it might take the better part of a day to like cycle it up and like line up, like, you know, like fucking get it all ready to go. Oh, instead of an FBI watch list, an Amazon wish list. Okay, now I get it. Did any doctor do a visual checkup of the ailing butthole? Look, I looked this lady in the brown eye. Let me tell you, she took one hell of a hit to the pooper. Why? Again, what is the benefit? Who was that? Who's Santa Ren? Fuck you and your 25 bits. Thank you for. What was the point of that jump scare? No, what was the point of a butt plug? If the doctor inspected it, I bet he got one hell of an echo. Oh. What's the opposite of a prolapsed rectum? So it didn't come out, it just went further in. Can a rectum go further in? I'm asking for a friend. Oh, wow. All right. Well, I still haven't loaded the second hour stories. I'm going to drop the audio down, so don't do any more jump scares because you won't hear them. So there, the audio's down, and we're going to do... oh, yes, Biden is still at his student loan forgiveness program. A bunch of lawmakers send racist hate mail to a black lady. And I don't think that's okay. We're going to talk about it. Alrighty, so then and then oh god, we've got a video that I can't wait to get into about someone maybe being the greatest shot of news I've ever seen on Twitter. Alrighty, where is oh, something's going. I bet it's this one. It is. Oh, yeah, and we got a really weird fucking fish to talk about.
Heart attack.
No, thanks. All right, so it wasn't that one. Damn it. It was this one. Of course it was, because it's the news story, so they got to get that fucking pump in there. All righty. And somebody talk about stupid shit. And we're good. Audio's back. Took a week to clean the shit off that MRI. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dude, did somebody like fart in this tube? It smells like ass. Like the lady or, the nurse that, man or girl, I don't know. The nurse that, man or girl, fucking dick, man or woman, no idea. But the nurse that brought that person back there, they will not forget this ever. So now every time they check someone in for an MRI, they're like, all right, so you don't have anything in your anus, right? You don't have any metal objects in your ass. Do you mind if I check? No, dude. Why do you keep coming back to the butt plug thing? That's kind of fucking weird. Look, it happens once and it scars you. Dare I say, it stains you. It leaves a skid mark on your record. Oh. Why does it smell like baked beans and tuna in here? Oh. Somebody's baking brownies. Alrighty. This next story. This has got to be one of my favorites of all time. Lawmakers really, really like to fucking pander. So I love when they kind of drop the guard or the veneer and you can see what a piece of shit they are. And, oh, wait, we got to get we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We've got some opinions on the anal story. Suck if she suddenly got diarrhea with it stuck. Old Faithful in the ER. Oh, no. Southern Crossbones. Anal is not godly, people. Get civilized. Yeah, dude. Anal might not be godly, but you know what it is? It's certainly safe in terms of not knocking her up. I mean, look. If you cream pie the back door, I guess what would you call that? Would you call that making a Bismarck? Because it's got fudge on top. Oh. Why wouldn't anyone support this show? That's what I ask you. Why wouldn't you? Anyways, so I really love that bit for a minute. It's degeneracy. Sodomy is a sin, brother. Sodomy, I don't think sodomy is a sin. I think sodomy between two consenting adults that don't need to make it a part of their public lifestyle is completely fine. I think if she says, hey, I can't feel love unless you stick it in my shit cutter or take it in the turd cutter, like, it's what she wants, you know? Hey, and this is one thing I gotta say, too. Some ladies just like it in the back door. Even buttholes need love. Some people, that's the only place they can receive a dick. You know? They really want to take a dick, and they like having theirs, and that's just the only other orifice available to them because they've used the oral one to a sickening extent. It's time for something new. You know? I wouldn't know from personal experience, mind you, but I have heard from people, including my wife, that some people just like a good dick in the ass. Let it be known, Michelle enjoys a good pull in the turd cutter. You know, say what you want, but if the woman, and I stress that my wife is a woman, likes it in the pooper, well, that's what you got to do. All right. Nothing is a sin if it's done through a hole in a sheet. Oh, Luke Duke. There we go. Given just some facts, nothing's a sin if it's done through a hole in the sheet. Just for a fun bit, I think I'm just gonna do that sound drop for every bit donation with 100 more. Just as they get, the more you know. We'll either read their name or their comment, and we'll go with it. Anyways, after switching from the Democratic to Republican Party, Georgia State Representative Misha Maynor said she has received a flurry of hate mail, including racist messages. Maynor, who has posted some of the best music, Maynor, who has posted some of the emails on Twitter.
Sure 100 Johnny, would you like a Bismarck?
Would I like a Johnny? Would you like a Bismarck? You know what? I would. That's what I should do. I should drop everything as soon as the show is done in an hour and 45 minutes and just go get a goddamn donut. That's what we need to do. Do they do drive-through donuts anywhere? I feel like donuts are a morning thing. If you want a donut, like a good donut, you got to go get it in the morning. Everything else, the rest of the day is just stale donuts. Just gross, stale donuts. That was my favorite Kids in the Hall skit. What, things being done through a hole in the sheet or the more you know? I have no idea. But I just like abusing that sound drop because it entertains me greatly. The hockey game skit is what I remember. You come, don't you? I always remember if we're gonna go here, let's do some member berries on the Kids in the Hall. You know what skit I remember from the Kids in the Hall? The alien anal probe
Cheer
skit.
100, I'll make sure it's cream filled.
Lab Glass saying, I'll make sure it's cream filled. But yeah, Tim Hortons does drive through, so does Dunkin', but those are not the best donuts. Yeah, the only Dunkin' near me isn't open currently, and the Tim Hortons closed, so shit. Chicken lady. Mine was the one that I always remembered was the anal probe thing, where they're like, what are we learning from this? Honestly, like all we're really learning is that 1 out of 5 really doesn't mind. Just two aliens having a fucking coffee break discussion over the scientific efficacy of anally probing people from a backwards planet. You like the omelet? Good. I made it just for you, straight from my body. Oh. American Tim Hortons are trash. The Canadian ones are good, though. You know, the Tim Hortons near here wasn't bad. It was not bad. And if that's trash, I'd certainly like to try one that isn't. All right. So, yes, State Representative Misha Maynor, formerly frontman of... Not Disturbed. God damn it. Ah, fuck it. I was doing a Maynard joke. It's gotta be better than that if it would have worked. Alrighty, so she posted the emails on Twitter and joined Fox and Friends on Tuesday to discuss the vitriol she has received since leaving the Democratic Party. Tool, there we go, Tool. Fuck, how could I not remember Tool? I'm such a tool for not remembering Tool. Fat Conan, who the fuck is Tim Horton? Canadian hockey player. Yeah, dude, he's a famous Canadian, a.k.a. hockey player. Luke Duke, I was going to call you a tool, but didn't. Well, consider it a lost opportunity. You could have called me a tool. It only took you 10,000 days to remember Tool. 10,000 fists in the air. Anyways. I don't know why I'm stuck on Dave Draymond. Anyways, let's say anyways again, asshole. Let's get to this story. Georgia lawmaker. I like nobody's home, and I'm squashing your head. I have a sound drop for that. All right. Boop. And boop.
Few things you... After switching parties, former Democrat and Georgia State Rep. Misha Maynor says she's received a number of vile, racist letters from angry Democrats. Here's just one of them that we could read. The people elected you as a...
Here's just one of them that we could read. Oh, bullshit. You could read all of them. I severely doubt your literacy was limited to just this letter. I feel like this is one of the ones you could read on the air, but this isn't the only one you could read. I feel like words are still words on different pieces of paper. I mean, did those pieces of paper also include things like Uncle Tom...
As a Democrat, lady, not a Republican. You should be ashamed of your pitiful self, and you should be let go because you are a lying lump of nothing. They don't elect a Republican, you idiot. Yeah, be Marjorie Taylor Greene's sidekick. What a class act. You'll fit right into her pathetic mold, you moron. The others are so bad we can't even read them on air. Georgia State Representative Misha Maynor joins us now. Misha, what do you think when you get this type of response from people who are mad at you for leaving their party?
I think I'm getting fucking reelected because I'm getting fucking TV time, and I'm going to call out all these racist assholes. And quite frankly, whoever they run against me as a Democrat, I can immediately go, and they're racist the minute you're not on their side. Honestly, dude, they're handing her the biggest W she's ever seen, which is ironic because she is also a woman.
You know, it's really sad. It's sad, and that's why started each statement or response with a "Dear Democrat, I'm really sorry that you feel this way." This is just the kind of treatment that I was receiving for the past 3-4 years. And so it doesn't surprise me, but luckily the Democrats have helped me build a tough skin. So for your listeners out there, I am fine. Let's pray for those that are sending those messages.
So since you made the move, you have...
All right. I get it. You want to be nice to the Democrats, but can you be honest and just go, look, I've been called a good for nothing by the Republicans for so long that when I switched teams, I thought at least it wasn't going to happen again. Honestly, the most hurtful thing about this is I switched teams and I feel like everyone else just changed sides. Now all of a sudden, these guys are calling me a good for nothing and party line followers, angry Democrat, any other kind. Now she's not black, says was fill some holes. No, what she's saying, and I guess the letters are too spicy to read on air. What she's saying is the Democrats got real racist real quick the minute that she left the party. Almost as if it's like, oh, no, you can't be a Republican. You're black. You're expected to be you're our slave. Oh, Democrats. Oh.
Spoken to the governor, Governor Kemp. What's the governor's been reaction, and do you think you two could work together?
I plan on working with every single Republican and Democrat for that matter. But the governor's response to me switching was positive. We worked together in the past. He signed several of my bills. Speaker.
He signed several of my bills, including the 100 that he slipped in my G-string. Yeah, he signed it. I framed it. If you vote Trump, you're not black. Right. And just of all the times, Democrats, even on a state level, of all the times to really drive home that point of we treat black people like a token minority that literally owes us their vote because we demand it. Like, yeah, what better way to show it by complaining about this lady switching sides and then immediately following that up with racial insults. Way to really move that social needle. It's just strange how quick you guys went to just fucking base skin. I mean, I'd love to find out that she's making up the racist tweets thing. But I wouldn't be surprised. Just again proving that it's the Democrats are just, again, the soft bigotry of whatever.
Of the House, John Burns, has been very responsive, as well as Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. So it's been a positive
What
response.
about Burt Reynolds?
I'm just looking at some of the responses that we can't make into graphics and put on air, and a lot of them refer to race. Is that disconcerting in 2023 to get this reaction? I mean, Jeff Van Drew did the same thing in New Jersey. I don't believe that people brought up the color of his skin.
Yeah, because wasn't he white? Wasn't he white? I don't believe people brought up the color of his skin. Yeah, and if they didn't bring it up with her, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. Have a little bit of honesty, all right? Have a little bit of honesty, Fox and friends. We're bringing this up because they talked about the color of her skin. Hey, she's just a trans political trans rights matter. Yes, Sainterin, that's actually true. That's true. If you vote for Trump, you're not black. Got to keep him in line. Hulk Hogan, Toby Keith, Brad Paisley, many celebrities have food joints. Now that Buzzy is retired, I'm considering opening a Buzzard Bob's Bar and Grill, and the front door will be the cab of the truck, and the VIP room will be the inside of a 53-foot trailer. That's actually not a bad idea. And you could have like Buzzard Bob's ass-eating sandwich. I do like that idea. Rusty Grammar, I fully endorse. Here, we're gonna full screen it. We're gonna give it this primetime action. I fully endorse you setting up like a GoFundMe to make this thing happen. I'll promote the goddamn thing. I don't want to be associated with it if it goes off the rails or whatever. But I will admit that sounds like a sweet gig. That sounds like a sweet gig. Did any doctor? Oh, we did that one. With a full roller dog buffet. There you go. Roller dog buffet is awesome because you can easily reload that son of a bitch. The tables could be made of pallets. We could work on that. That has potential, but I feel like there could be some issues if we just go straight pallets. But you know what? You know what this isn't? This isn't my restaurant, so I don't give a shit. You know what? It's your idea. It's your baby. How about you do it? And I don't really comment.
Have you considered going solar in Minnesota but afraid of the huge price tag attached? Most people don't know this, but almost 100% of home...
After switching
Most people don't know this, but in Minnesota, almost 100% of homeowners get hosed on going solar because it's kind of a scam. Anyways, here we go. In Minnesota, anyways. Boop, 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 boop. There we are.
Party's former Democrat and Georgia State lying lump of nothing. They don't elect a Republican, you idiot. Yeah, be Marjorie Taylor Greene's sidekick. What a class act. You'll fit right into her pathetic mold, you moron. The others are so bad we can't even read them on air. Georgia State Representative Misha Maynor joins us now.
Hey,
Misha, what do you
laser
think
lips! Your mama was a snowblower!
Thank you for chiming into the conversation. Fat Conan there just letting us know what one of the, again, that was one of the accusations thrown at this poor politician whose only crime was switching sides because she felt the Democrats weren't listening to her concerns for her community, and so she decided to switch parties. Now, do I feel like, switching from D to R means very, very little? Yes, I do. But I mean, at least you're trying something. Calling her laser lips, that's not forgivable. We've heard here now that someone else apparently leveraging some horrible accusations on this woman. I guess people have apparently told her
they shove a living snake up your ass.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's just aggressive. Apparently, one of the emails, I don't know how this was so offensive that they wouldn't read it on air. One of them left a voicemail. They could have just played it, right? This is all he said.
The sad truth is that cock size is the smallest it's ever been in recorded history.
So how does that equate to going to the Republican Party? Are you saying there are bigger dicks in the Republican Party? Worth looking into. Democrats know to stay Democrats.
Or they're dead.
Oh, Jesus. Anyways. Dig it. Alrighty, I bet she does not even believe in global warming. Can you believe this lady doesn't want fucking drag queen story hour happening in her district? Next thing you're going to tell me, she thinks kids shouldn't have their cocks cut off. Jesus, are you a Democrat or not, lady?
When you get this type of response from people who are mad at you for leaving their party.
You know, it's really sad. It's sad, and that's why, started each statement or response with a "Dear Democrat, I'm really sorry that you feel this way."
I'd also like to point out that the Republican Party has been very straightforward. In fact, they haven't changed at all. Since I joined with them, they said, oh, look, there's the...
This is just the kind of treatment that I was receiving for the past 3-4 years. And so it doesn't surprise me, but luckily the Democrats have helped me build a tough skin. So
This is the kind of treatment I've received for the past 3 or 4 years. Yeah, but for the past 3 or 4 years, you were a Democrat. So you're saying you were receiving it from the Democrats, and that's what... No. Let's be honest. If you're complaining about it now, you were receiving it from the Republicans, and you couldn't complain about it then because who would care? It's my party, and I'll leave if I want to, but you can call me a boo. You can call me a boo.
Listeners out there, I am fine. Let's pray for those that are sending those messages.
So since you made the move, you have spoken to the governor, Governor Kemp. What's the governor's been reaction, and do you think you two could work together?
Oh, and one follow-up question.
Working with every single...
You're working with Governor Kemp. Any chance that the milk prices will go down anytime soon? Just some of us out here got families, and we want to know what to do.
Republican and Democrat for that matter. But the governor's response to me switching was positive. We worked together in the past. He signed several of my bills. Speaker of the House, John Burns, has been very responsive, as well as Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. So it's been a positive response.
You know, I'm just looking at some of the responses that we can't make into graphics and put on air.
Fat Conan pointing out milk is racist. Well, it is white. So that checks out.
And a lot of them refer to race. Is that disconcerting in 2023 to get this reaction? I mean, Jeff Van Drew did the same thing in New Jersey. I don't believe that people brought up the color of his skin.
You know, I think I was on your show.
I bet they called him milquetoast.
Before, I believe, and we talked about immigration and how much people put towards minority communities. This is just an example of some people in the Democratic Party that are showing their true colors when it comes to supporting minorities. And another reason why I'm happy to be with the Republican Party.
And what's your first order of business? If I could get behind you, what matters most to you?
Now that you're a Republican, are you going to actually do something, or are you going to continue the long, storied political tradition of... What? Oh, God damn it. You son of a bitch. Now I got to know what her first order of business is.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby?
Wally Wibbly.
Wiley Wallaby.
Wiley Wallaby. It's almost like it's a piece of shit. Don't eat Wiley Wallaby. It's made out of actual wallabies.
I believe that people brought up the color of his skin.
You know, I think I was on your show before. I've been in the Democratic Party that are showing
to look to build on this momentum to push forward.
School choice, school choice, school choice, parent choice.
Oh, that's
kids
right.
In my community, only 3% can read, 2% math proficiency. That's ridiculous. That's no.
Hey, but that's only because math is racist. We got a story about, or not math, but tests. Tests are racist. We got a story about that later.
A way to start a career. It's a bad sign for America's workforce, and so the Republicans and we will make sure that that's better.
Right. May have free competition. If the public school's better, they'll win the students over. If they're not, let them have a choice and the money can follow. That's the most important thing studies show you could do for any minority community because they flourish. Misha, thanks so much. Sorry I had to put up with all this, but we look forward to staying, tracking your career and having you back on.
Oh, bullshit. You are not
so
sorry.
much.
You got
That
it.
is so disingenuous. You are not sorry that she had to put up with this. You're not sorry that she had to put up with this because you have a story. Just be honest. Be like, thank God you put up with this because it gives me something to talk about. And quite frankly, I'd never have a on my show if I had. Support school vouchers. 2 sons of 2 bitches. What? Milk, lemonade, round the corner, fudge is made. Yes, I believe that is actually legit advice from a doctor. But we've also been told from that same doctor, apparently, and again, this is not me, this is just professional medical advice. Feel free to seek your own.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Cheer 100 Johnny has a walrus cock.
That was perhaps the greatest accidental amount of timing ever. I gotta clip that one out later. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Johnny has a walrus cock. PSA, I-94 EB is under construction. Oh, I-94 eastbound is under construction at the CR-75 exit. Have to take the CR2 north exit for access to St. Joe. This is a roadway PSA. I have no idea why, but I guess enough of our people are in that area that it makes sense. All right, so there we go. We got that out there. Thank you for watching on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, all the platforms. We appreciate your support, and if you want to click the old thumbs up for a good program, we appreciate that. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, maybe throw a buck or two into the old thing if you can, and we'll keep on keeping on. Here we go with our next story. Biden's $39 billion student loan forgiveness action, is it legal? This is the question a lot of people are asking. Be assured it's going to stay, says an expert. Yeah, because when has Biden ever allowed something being illegal from stopping him? Just, again, looking at his son and his influence peddling. But, again, woo. Who is St. Joe? St. Joe was a guy named Joe. There we go. Traffic update from the grammar copter. Back to you, Johnny. Fat Conan saying F Joe Biden. Well, let me tell you, I'm saying F Joe Biden over this. The $39 billion student loan forgiveness action, I have a problem with that because it's taking the money out of the taxpayers and it's just flat out paying the schools. The schools need to be the ones that have to pay. The schools are the ones that overcharge for this shit. The schools are the ones that do stupid shit to make money hand over fist, like charging $500 for a textbook that they'll give you $100 to return, that they will then charge $500 for again. Like, no. These schools need to be paying the price. And if they don't want to pay the price, well, then I'm sorry, but don't fucking take it up with me. I don't want to pay for an education that I didn't even have a say in getting. I didn't get to approve these people getting these student loans. I would have told you half of them look like no good dipshits that won't make good on it. Oh, yeah, she's going to get a liberal arts degree because you know what really pays the fucking bills? Well, I got a theater degree because I'm going to be the next big movie star as soon as I get discovered. Alrighty, so the Biden administration has, if you haven't heard, they announced Friday $39 billion of student loan forgiveness for 8,400 borrowers. Or no, 804,000 borrowers. Jesus, I got that wrong. All right, so it would forgive $39 billion of student loan debt for 804,000 borrowers, many of whom may be wondering if the action will meet the same doom as the forgiveness plan killed by the Supreme Court last month. Student loan experts think this one is likely to survive. Undoubtedly, you'll see some legal complaints, said Mark Kantrowitz, a higher education expert, but they won't go anywhere. Yeah, because higher education wants to see this shit paid because they're getting their money. Again, the people who get fucked over are only the American citizens. Hooray, it's a fucking Biden initiative. I think anybody who gets this forgiveness can be assured it's going to stay. The latest action isn't the same as the broad debt cancellation plan originally sought by the White House, which Supreme Court justices struck down in a 6-3 decision on June 30th. The action would have erased up to $20,000 of student debt for tens of millions of borrowers carrying federal loans. It had an estimated cost of $400 billion. Friday's announcement concerns borrowers in income-driven repayment plans. There are 4 of these plans which aim to make loan payments more affordable for lower earners. So you got a degree that isn't earning you what you paid for it. That's paying more than what your degree is worth. You should have looked into that beforehand. You should have considered this beforehand. Why is this something I have to solve? Why is this a taxpayer problem? Why can't we just let these people file bankruptcy and erase the debt? I mean,
cheer 100 cock a doodle doo who wants some goo.
Flabglass with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Cock-a-doodle-doo who wants some goo. So again, why do I have to? Why can't we just let these people file? Why can't we let people drop student loan debt with bankruptcy? They take a hit. Their credit takes a hit. They have to repay that credit. They have to rebuild that credit. I don't have to pay anything. I have nothing to do with it. Sounds great on my end. The only person who gets fucked over is the schools. But since the schools charged them for an education that isn't paying out, I mean, why the fuck should the schools get their money? You know? And honestly, the weirdest thing about this whole thing is it seems like we're bending over backwards to make sure the schools get their money, even if I have to pay it for what reason? Fallen the Great saying Buzzy's ass blast and chili. That sounds like a goddamn menu item right there. If they file for bankruptcy, Johnny, that makes the banks lending them the money predatory lenders. Well, considering that the banks lent them this money for a degree that apparently doesn't pay, I feel like they are predatory lenders. They knew they were getting a bill of goods, but they said, hey, I like the interest rates and how much I can rake you over the coals for it, and I know that you can't back out. Look, if banks lending student loans can be left hanging if that student loan doesn't pay out, I think we'll start seeing a lot more responsible student loans. And then the loans won't be coming across, so the colleges will have to maybe not suck up so much money. So maybe some of these professors whose only thing is, well, I've been here for years, so I need millions of dollars in tenure no matter whether or not I do anything good. Like, I think we could start seeing some things change. I'd like to refund this liberal arts degree. Alrighty. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We have an hour and 15 minutes left in the program. Let's get back to this student loan forgiveness thing. The latest action isn't the same. Right. Daddy, chill. I am chill. Alrighty. So Friday's announcement concerns borrowers in income-driven repayment plans. IDR plans cap monthly payments generally at 10% or 20% of a household's discretionary income, depending on the plan. The U.S. Department of Education is trying to enact a new plan with a 5% cap. Importantly, borrowers who make regular payments generally for 20 or 25 years get their remaining loan balances erased at that time. However, the Biden administration said the forgiveness hasn't occurred in many cases, even though borrowers had earned it due to administrative errors. Beneficiaries of the new policy will see their debt automatically discharged in coming weeks, the Department of Education said. For far too long, borrowers fell through the cracks of a broken system that failed to keep accurate track of their progress towards forgiveness. U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona said in a statement announcing the action. Yeah, who wasn't reporting that action? The banks that were making sure get paid off? Again, why am I the only one here screaming, how about we just fuck over the banks? If we're going to fuck somebody over, how about we fuck over the banks? How about we change the policies, we change the practices, and we fuck over the banks? And we make the banks, I don't know, somewhat responsible for the loans they sign off on. I'm tired of being responsible for loans that I'm not considered in. How about the banks? Because they were at least there. I added 30% to my customer's invoice. I had 30% to my customer's invoice if they mention they are a professor. It's equity. I filed for bankruptcy, Johnny. That makes the banks lending them the money. Oh, if they file for bankruptcy. Yeah. Again, I don't see a problem in that equation. I don't see a problem in that equation at all. That seems like the right idea. Alrighty. Some lawmakers issued statements last week questioning the newest forgiveness action's legal footing. For example, Representative Virginia Foxx, of course, a Republican, because, again, we have to side with things based solely on which party we're on, not about the people who vote for us. Chair of the House Committee on Education and Workforce said the Biden administration was trampling the rule of law and attempting to circumvent the Supreme Court's recent ruling on loan forgiveness. Yet the two actions are grounded in different legal precedents, experts said. The two programs have nothing to do with one another, said attorney Abby Shafroth, co-director of advocacy and director of the Student Loan Borrower Assistance Program at the National Consumer Law Center. I feel like you should be one of the, Abby, you should be one of the chief people arguing that we should just push this debt onto the banks. The banks can go under for signing loans that didn't pay out. The sweeping, now-defunct forgiveness plan President Joe Biden announced in August 2022 rested on the HEROES Act of 2003. That law gave the president power to revise the student loan programs during national emergencies. The White House argued the COVID-19 pandemic was one such emergency and that the Trump administration had leveraged the HEROES Act to implement a student loan payment pause on the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. That pause persists today, but will end in the fall. So they're just gonna push it through no matter what. And here's the other thing. I really don't like somebody who's taking taxpayer money and just shuffling it off to other countries because he gets kickbacks. Like, I don't like that president now wants to make me shuffle my money into America's Ukraine, which is people who get educations that they can't afford. You can't afford your education. And your education isn't going to pay for itself after you get it. And apparently, at no point does this system need to get fixed. We certainly don't need to stop these predatory banks from doing anything. Taxpayer money to cuddle screaming babies who do nothing to better the country, or to coddle. Yeah. People who literally just scream out, I want you to pay my bills because I don't want to be responsible. Do the taxpayers who paid their own student loan debt, do they get a financial incentive? Do they get a boost? Do they get maybe a little bit of a tax break because they, again, did the right thing? If somebody was responsible about going to college, maybe making sure their loans were things they could handle. In some cases, like the case of my daughter's mother, she didn't even take out student loans. She used money saved up and she worked her way through college. And she had, obviously a little help from her mom. So there's plenty of people who didn't do that shit. These people get fucked over just by those people getting help. Because we're all paying for it. Fallen the Great saying, my college struggle. My college comp. Get it? They're making a... Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough of that. You know what? That fucking... I need a break from that. I got too angry about it. I didn't think I'd get that angry about it, but I did. And so for a little break, how about we look at this weird-ass fucking fish? This is an actual fish. By the way, those are holes in the side of the fish because something was eating it. It's just swimming around with a fucking cannon hole in its side. Divers spotted this giant deep-sea oarfish off the northeastern coast of Taiwan. Again, why is it floating like that? It's supposed to, because its head is at that... This is creepy as shit, man. In Japan, the giant oarfish is known as the messenger from the sea god's palace. Okay, messenger from the sea god's palace. Apparently, the sea god wants you to know his messenger is getting hit, all right? Don't shoot the messenger. So what's the message, though? According to legend, the appearance of the fish can signal an imminent earthquake or tsunami. You know when's a good time to be swimming in the water? When you see a fish that apparently is the sign of an imminent earthquake or tsunami. Oh, wait. Fallen the Great, I missed this comment earlier. Wow, Johnny, ease up on the anti-Semitism. What did the banks do to you? I mean, Why? Wait a minute. How am I the anti-Semitic one, and you're the one assuming the banks are automatically Jewish? Wait a minute. I see what you did there, and it almost worked. It almost worked. It's a fucking weird-looking fish. Scientists dispute these ideas. Oh, really? Scientists dispute the ideas that this fish is a messenger from the sea god's palace. Holy shit. Can you believe the scientific community doesn't believe this is some sort of, like, you know, underwater form of aquatic communication? I'm Jewish, and I don't pick up any anti-Semitism. Yeah. Because it was subliminal. Holy fuck, is that fish glowing? It's super duper shiny, and they're putting lights on it. It's got very silver scales. And again, the part that weirds me out the most, it's got two very obvious giant wounds. That thing has holes, all right?
A heat wave off the coast of Florida.
All right. Oh, those are headlines. I don't even want to do that. So, yes, that fish is fucking horrible. I almost got him. Almost. Glory hole fish for whales. Oh, no. That was the one. That's the hole the fish gave up to Big Blue. Again, this is why I'm saying we shouldn't feel bad for the whales, all right? Apparently, they like to... You heard it here from... who was it that actually said it? Luke Duke. Luke Duke, again, pointing out that apparently whales like to F fish to the point at which they cause cavities in their body. That is disturbing. What is with Mother Nature and the R word? Just a lot of R-wordy things in nature. Like otters, for example, they R-word things that aren't even otters. Ducks, R-wording is a way of life. What's up, Johnny? What the fuck was that? That was one hell, and thank you, Tim B50. That was one hell of a weird fucking fish called an oarfish, and it had unnatural orifice. This isn't the story I was on. Again, stop trying to make me watch your headlines and stop fast-forwarding my stories. Let me fucking pause your stupid ads. You put a pause on there for a reason. God, I hate Fox News' website. Ugh. I want to have the ability to end it. The website, not myself. I want the website to shut down and just give me all of their sources. Just give me your footage raw. I'll work on it raw, damn it. All right, so the more you know. Indeed, the more you know. Whales are wording fish. My drakes love graping, but it isn't really grape because the hens don't seem to mind. Look, dude, like I said, ducks graping is how ducks get down. Ducks grape. Ducks are horrible grapists. Horrible grapists. You want to see something creepy? I can fillet a fish and put it back in a bucket and it will swim a while. That's effed up. That is effed up, Fallen, and I certainly don't want to see that. That is effed up. Welcome to Earth. You like grape? I'm never escaping that one. You know, sometimes you make the stupidest mistakes and you can't outrun them, you know? It's like no matter what you do, you're just koofy. Koofy forever. Oh. Alrighty. Testosterone is what makes the world go round. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. I don't support these theories, but I understand everyone has their opinion, and we have a chat. And it's a show going for another hour. Thank you for being part of it. If you feel like contributing to the bits, the subs, the sound drops, thank you. And of course we have the what is it? The PayPal, the Venmo, and the fucking PayPal, Venmo, and Streamlabs in the chat. I am goddamn freaking out on what's going on with my head today. It's just strange. Alrighty. So let's get to this next story. I thought this was a video, but again, Fox lied to me. A Dutch-assisted suicide activist is convicted of mailing deadly drugs to over 1,000 people. But how many of them were they intending? Mailing them to over 1,000 people. Weird part, they only had 10 requests. And they're like, hey, man, just on the off chance, like, here's some drugs if you want to give up. Sandy Squatch, yay, I'm home from work. Woohoo, next story. Glad to have you back, Sandy. And indeed, it is the next story. The next story being a Dutchman, a Dutch-assisted suicide activist, apparently mailing deadly drugs to over 1,000 people. But is it a surprise? And again, here's my question. Were the 1,000 people who kind of, you know, wanted... Because, again, is it really a crime? It's not like... Oh, dude, he's convicted of 1,000 people, but he reportedly mailed kits to over 1,600 people before his arrest. So, hey, at least his work is ongoing. A Dutch man has been convicted of helping at least 10 people commit unaliving themselves via lethal drugs and instructions on unaliving themselves. The man, identified only as Alex S., is a pro-euthanasia activist who insisted on selling the deadly substances as a method of unaliving yourself for those not qualified for the country's assisted suicide programs. So wait a minute. The country has assisted suicide programs, but you want to, catch everyone that slips through the net? How bad does it have to be that you can't take life anymore, but also at the same rate, a country that has assisted suicide programs, like, we can't help you. Have you tried just, sucking it up? Like a little? Just... Fuck euthanasia, 18 plus only. Fallen, I feel like you are mishearing the word euthanasia and reading it as youth in Asia, whereas they do sound very, very similar. Euthanasia involves, you want it again? Euthanasia involves unaliving yourself. He is convinced that every person has the right to decide about their own life and believes that the government policy in this area falls short, the Dutch court said. He sold kits to approximately 1,600 people before he was arrested. The court sentenced the man to 3.5 years of imprisonment. Oh, he's really going to regret that. However, 18 months of the sentence are suspended and only to be served if he offends again. Right? I'd hate to take someone's life. I might lose a year. The court stated that Alex S. took the law into his own hands and single-handedly put the right to self-determination above all other rights and the law. Stop making me like the guy. He put the right to self-determination above all the rights in the law. Speaking as someone who doesn't like being told what to do, if I actually wanted to go through with that, that's my goddamn choice, And I feel like if you're willing to do it, you're going to find a way. You're certainly not going to look both ways before you cross the street now, are you? I mean, this guy might have done kind of some good, maybe. I don't know. Again, he didn't make anyone take it. I feel like the people had to look at it, fall in the grave saying, breaking the law. What about the youth in Asia? I don't care. I only want adults. See, Fallen, comments like that, I know those are jokes, but I just, wow. They should just move to Canada for help. I mean, I was going to say that too, but apparently there's programs they have programs. There are Dutch programs for Dutch people to... Hey, so if you and a partner each choose this plan, do you have to pay for it individually? Do you have to go Dutch? Sorry, it was a little long for that joke. But in April, the Netherlands announced plans to expand its euthanasia region or regulations to include assisting in the death of children ages 1 to 12 years old. All right, that's where I'd have a problem with this guy if he's doing stuff to kids. Like, hey, here you go, kids. Have at it. Toastmaster sounds fair. Why don't people just do a Leaving Las Vegas type off yourself party till you die? I mean, hell, it sounds at least a hell of a lot more fun than what these people are doing. And the British report published in June found that the Netherlands program have euthanized otherwise healthy individuals with autism and intellectual handicaps in recent years. Yeah, but did those individuals want it? So again, I'm a very pro-self-determinating kind of person. So I'm starting to feel like this person shouldn't. 5 individuals under the age of 30 who cited autism as a factor in their decision to seek legal euthanasia are among the cases reviewed by specialists at the UK's Kingston University. Factors directly associated with intellectual disability, and or ASD were the sole cause of suffering described in 21% of the cases, and a major contributing factor in a further 42% of cases, Kingston University report found on the issue. So you're saying people that want to unalive themselves tend to have mental instabilities. So any group of people... Alrighty. So, yeah. Look, man. I'm going to be honest. We have too many people. So, oh well. If that's the choice, if you've gone through, if there's like not loopholes, if there's, if there's procedures and it's not just, hey, I apply, I die. If we're not doing the Futurama suicide booth, I mean, I'm all right with it. If you have to like talk to a doctor and they're like, you know what, you seem really, really unhappy with yourself. You seem determined to do this. I don't know what we can try that I can suggest. All right. Party till you die. Simple, very fun. Might find a reason to live. You're absolutely right, Welsh Salty, but that'll be when you die. Had such a great time trying to off myself that I decided to stick around, but then it was too late. All right, so we've got a video we're going to watch on Twitter. This video is of a man named Herman Grimm. Herman Grimm was just awarded $2,055,383 from New York State. You might be asking, why? Because black people failed an objective test called the National Teacher Examination more often than other races. Mr. Grimm failed many times as he's interviewed his... Oh. I don't want to give that away. Well, let's...
They knew I wasn't...
Alrighty, so this is the interview for a guy that was given $2,055,833 for, again, I guess for black people failing to pass tests. So we're rewarding failure? I gotta see how that works out. But I will say this, it very much looks like he could probably use the money. That's a very lived-in house. That is a very not recently changed rug. I dare to say that chair might be third hand at this point.
Taking them serious. Because I just wasn't taking them serious. You know why? Would you send me letters and tell me about lawsuit? Because I know a lawsuit either they go through or they won't go through. From reading, hearing news, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I know a couple of people that had, well, not in education, but they went through lawsuits and they didn't win or anything like that.
Please tell me this person doesn't teach English or speech more accurately. You're a teacher?
So to me, it's just like fabric. But it's when I finally got it in my head, they kept pushing and kept explaining things piece by piece until I started getting it in my head and just listened to them, and it went from there.
Okay.
But
again, why did you qualify for millions of dollars?
Still today, I don't really believe it. But yes, they've been showing it for a long time, trying to convince me that it's real, it's no game, it's no fouls, falsehood, and all that stuff. But it's not. I'm a normal person. I had to struggle for money.
All right. I'm a numbers person. Obviously not an ears person, considering you kind of missed how that alarm kept chirping. So let's look into this story just a little bit. So yes, Herman Grimm, he won $2 million because he couldn't pass the National Teacher Examination. Apparently I can't pass it either. An objective standardized test that makes sure teachers are qualified to... So let me get this straight. I was dead on when I said this guy wasn't qualified to teach, and because he took a test that proved that, he got $2 million? In normal world, standardized tests make sure that we are standards for important jobs. If there's a subjective group of people that are failing at a higher rate, the problem is the system, not those people themselves. Roughly 5,200 Black and Hispanic ex-Big Apple teachers and once aspiring educators are expected to collect more than $1.8 billion in judgments after the city stopped fighting a nearly 3 decades old federal discrimination lawsuit that found a certification exam was biased. It's the largest legal payout in the city's history. As of Friday, 225 people who failed the liberal arts and sciences test used for teacher licensing from 1994 to 2014 had already been notified they're getting settlements of at least $1 million. Court rulings found that the exam violated civil rights laws, allowing far more white candidates to pass. Do we have proof that the white candidates passed with the same scores? Because to prove that it was racist for the white candidates to pass more, you'd have to have like black people and white people passing at different rates with the same scores. But if you just have more white teachers passing the class, just because... If more white people pass, that means more white people are qualified for the job. It doesn't mean that the test is racist, but in woke logic, if 13% of the population is black, this means 13% of the people who pass the test must be black. In other words, this is Marxism. Oh, Jesus. Does the New York Post expound on...
Mills.
Wait, you've got a longer video clip. All right. Failing the New York teacher's exam really paid off, especially for one Queens man. He's getting $2 million. Friday. Court rulings found the exam violated civil rights laws. The case is expected to generate hundreds of future $1 million awards. He was awarded the biggest judgment to date. It includes back pay for time never clocked, lost interest occurred, and other compensation. Back pay for time never clocked, really? And again, what was he qualified to teach that we kicked him out of? Because I saw that interview. It didn't look good. We'll go back for the longer one. Other top winners include blah, 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 blah. People making just under 1.9. Another person with 1.8. These judgments are based on what the teachers and teacher candidates... Teacher candidates? So they didn't actually teach would have earned had they passed the test and kept working in the city's public school system. Yeah, you shouldn't get paid for not passing the test. Typically, the further back they fail the test, the more the plaintiffs are entitled to. Under an agreement ironed out in November 2021 during then-Mayor Bill de Blasio's final weeks in office, the city agreed to set aside more than $1.8 billion in funds to pay off the plaintiffs through 2028. Cost to the taxpayers is expected to be significantly higher because they'll also be footing the bill for many of the plaintiffs to collect pension checks based on time never worked after they reach retirement age. plus their health care insurance. So far, more than $750 million in judgments have been awarded to 2,959 of the 5,200 plaintiffs. Some judgments are as low as several $100s. I have yet to hear how these tests were racist. City's on the hook for the plaintiff's lawyer fees. Oh, you know what? No. The lawyers shouldn't get paid. They should have done it because it was the right thing to do. They were fighting racism. Again, to prove that this is completely about money and a sham, all the lawyers need to get paid. It's a struggle to explain how New York could spend per kid with such a poor return. When contacted Thursday, Grimm said he was unaware he struck gold, but confirmed the award following day with his lawyer. He's in disbelief. The money can't come fast enough. He's racked up some serious debts on his Queens home and credit cards. He couldn't recite examples of why the test is biased. Could any of the lawyers that were paying recite examples? But Grimm recalled hiring private tutors and studying for it during the early 1990s before failing many times. I can't tell you how many times I took them. A lot, he said. Grimm said he opened a preschool business in the mid-1990s, but closed it in 2015. So you had a business for
Last time I checked, we
25
don't have a
years.
whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Woot woot hooty hooty who?
Danger Bear Wolf Turtle, 8 months subscribed. Thank you so much for supporting the program for 8 months. Thank you very much, Danger Bear Wolf Turtle. Thank you very much. All right, let's get back to the video. After he was predominantly made a living as a substitute teacher. Okay, so wait a minute. So after 2015, he predominantly made a living as a substitute teacher until passing the current certification test last year and going to work as a special education teacher for the city in Harlem. So he's had a job and he's getting $2 million. I want to stay as normal as possible, he insisted. I'm not going to be a millionaire. No, I severely doubt you are. I imagine you'll pay off a bunch of your debts and then Arthur Goldstein, a recently retired veteran teacher at St. Louis High School in Queens, said the former test wasn't a good indicator of how well candidates would perform in the classroom, and the city would have been better off resolving the issue decades ago by hiring many of those who sued. Okay. All this money for nothing. Nothing, he fumed. I've been teaching in overcrowded classrooms in miserable conditions when we could have had more teachers working. Instead, we just have the city paying money for no reason at all. It's ridiculous. One Brooklyn principal said the city was crazy to settle the case. The standards are the standards, he said. It shouldn't be based on what would be easy for blacks or whites. To hire people who are not qualified and change the requirements because a certain group didn't pass the test is bullshit. Yeah, but that's not DEE or DEI. Fuck. I got the BBC till I DIE thing in my head and it threw me off. Good God. All right, I got to see that dude's interview again.
I was getting actual mail from in the mailbox from the lawyers, and I literally ignored them. Then I started getting phone calls, and I wasn't taking that serious. And that was nice. The lady, the lawyer said it was very nice, and they knew I wasn't taking them serious.
I can't imagine that this guy has any problems with teaching. He seems so literate and intelligent.
Because I just wasn't taking them serious. You know, why would you send me letters and tell me about lawsuit? Because I know a lawsuit either they go through or they won't go through. You know, from reading, hearing news and all that stuff. And I know a couple of people that had, well, not in education, but they went through lawsuits and they didn't win or anything like that. So to me, it's just like fabric. You know,
This is like a fabric. It's like a fabric. Is English like a second language? I'm trying to figure out, sir. Here's the thing that's weirding me out more than anything. Not only did this guy qualify for $2 million, he's been teaching in one facet or another since 1990. He now is going to be a teacher for special ed and special education. So why are we paying him $2 million? Why are we paying him $2 million? He had a business. He was student teaching, and he was substitute teaching. Again, he was making money as a teacher. Again, something I don't think he's qualified for just off of hearing him speak. Just off of hearing him speak. I wouldn't want this person teaching my kids. Unless it was like math. But even then, you got to hear what the numbers are.
It's when I finally got it in my head, they kept pushing and kept explaining things piece by piece until I started to get it in my head and just listened to them, and it went from there.
Okay.
But still today, I don't really believe it. But, you know, and yesterday we stayed on the phone for a long time trying to convince me that it's real, it's no game, it's no, you know, fouls, falsehood, and all that stuff. But it's not. I'm a normal person. I had to struggle for money.
I'm a numbers person. I had to discover from my knee. What? I'm a numbers person. Well, you're certainly not a words guy.
Even when I closed to my school, it was, I think it was October of 2015. But there's no way I could have gotten into the Board of Ed, then aimed to sub, because it was too late. I mean, I could have still been in sub, but I had to take these exams. But somehow I wound up doing home health aid, which I hated that. But I did a fast take course, and I did it for 4 years. And that 4 years time I was heading it.
Again, that person seems like someone who should be on special education programs. He said, I'm a normal person. I've struggled, LOL. Clean your ears, Johnny. I hope you are just kidding. When is he saying I'm a normal person and I've struggled? I don't know when he said that. This might be a student who has assumed his identity. Oh. At least he's placed where he belongs. Special ed, says Fallen. Change your smoke alarm battery. Yeah, dude. When you said, he said he's a numbers person, that's not what he said. He said, I'm a normal person. I'm a normal person and I've struggled. If that's what he said, I stand even more firmly behind my belief that I don't think that guy should be teaching people. If you tell me that that guy failed tests to qualify as a teacher, I'm going to go, okay. And by the way, the teacher who said it was ridiculous that we were paying these people for nothing when we could have just had teachers. Yeah, because you know what we really need in the education system? More shitty underqualified teachers. We don't have enough stupid kids. We better get some more underqualified teachers. $2 million, by the way, for those of you forgetting the amount that he's receiving. He is receiving $2,055,383 from the state of New York for not getting to be every bit the teacher he wanted to be because he couldn't pass a standardized test. Because again, if black people don't pass a test, it's not that they aren't qualified, it's that the test is racist. Alrighty, this next video, oh God, we've only got a half hour left and I still have an hour's worth of content to get to before we even touch overtime stuff. You should hit up the New York Knicks and remind them they haven't put you on the court for the past decade. Yeah, you know what, Salty? I should be like, hey, why am I not the starting center for the New York Knicks? I can't walk, stand, or throw a ball. And that's the ridiculousness part of it. You know what? I would be willing to accept that the test was racist if you could give me some examples or some point. But even that guy can't point out how the test was biased. He failed it a shit ton. And even though he failed it a shit ton, he was still involved in the education system. Is that not a bigger thing that we should be worrying about? We shouldn't be paying these people. This guy got paid to be a teacher even though he wasn't qualified since 1990, and now he's just found a way into special ed because apparently you're allowed to teach the tarded kids no matter what. I think we have more problems to solve now that we've gotten to know this man. Oh, all right. Now, I don't know if my daughter is going to need any sort of special education ongoing, but I'll tell you this. If I had a daughter that spoke like that, saying she wanted to be a teacher, I'd be like, you need to learn some things first. I never received my paycheck for being teacher either, and they've discriminated against me because I'm from Michigan. Yeah, I feel like I need to sue the New York Education Board. I deserve some of this money. I wasn't even allowed to take the test just because I'm in Minnesota. I wasn't even allowed to be discriminated for or against, and I feel that is handicap statist discrimination, and I deserve my due compensation. Lieutenant Diane Ice Cream Lieutenant Diane. Just phoning it in today. Have fun. Alrighty. I get it. You're doing the Lieutenant Dan Ice Cream Lieutenant Dan. He was reported having left his school on his last day of employment, but then ran back into the building. And when people asked why, he said, I gotta find Bubba. Sad thing is, they might pay you if you had the right lawyer. Well, I guess I got to get the right lawyer. What are the chances that it wasn't a special ed school until he started teaching there? No. He's not teaching at a special ed school. He's been certified as a special ed teacher. He can now apply for and work jobs as a special ed teacher. He has the licensing and authority to do so. I don't know where he's going to be teaching. I just know that if I find out, I'm definitely... Thank God I don't live in New York. Alrighty, so again, we have a half hour left in the show. Still a lot of stuff to get into, so plenty of things to cover. Thank you for all of your support today, bits, subs, sound drops, all of that. And I don't think we have anything on this, but we'll double check that in a little bit and see where we're at. There. All right, so there was a press conference recently in Canada. They had some issues like we did with flights and things like that. And I guess the Toronto Airport Authority wanted to put a good spin on it, you know? They wanted to put a nice spin on it. The problem is they didn't pay attention to their surroundings. And unfortunately for them, the cameraman filming this press release, well, they did.
So we've seen almost a doubling in terms of improvement on on-time performance since last year. That is a reflection of all the work that we've done across the ecosystem together with our partner airlines, with agencies, reducing processing time, reducing wait times, and fine-tuning operations with our air carrier.
Is that an entire list of flights canceled and or delayed? And by the way, French have a nice word for delayed. En retard. Ring, ring. Is this the banana phone? Yeah, it's the banana phone. It's the banana phone. Who are you calling? Oh, man. What are the chances that it wasn't a... Oh, we did that. En retard. Yep.
Partners. And we see the great results that have come from that. Work happening. Yes.
And the best part is, the guy filming this, she does not realize he's panning up and and literally getting the greatest video segment I've seen in a long time.
So we've seen almost a doubling in terms of improvement on on-time performance since last year. That is a reflection of all the work that...
This is the move of a person who has to travel for work because he has voice cracks. Who has to travel for work and has been getting fucked over by travel times and flights constantly, and it's been fucking with his livelihood. So when she's saying that bullshit, he's like, oh, no. I am not helping you sell this shit sandwich. I am pointing out right now how absolutely full of it you are.
That we've done across the ecosystem together with our partner airlines, with agencies, reducing processing time, reducing wait times, and fine-tuning operations with our air carrier partners. And we see the great results that have come from that. Work happening.
Yes, the great results. Delayed, canceled. Oh, what a champ. Yeah, and he comes right back down to her face, and she has to wait until this debuts on the news and becomes a viral video clip before she even realizes how expertly she got served. I mean, you literally opened your mouth, put in both of your feet, and then everyone watching on the other side put in their feet, and you didn't even know it until now. Oh my God, that's brilliant. I salute that cameraman. I hope he got blown, or she got blown. Whoever. I hope whoever filmed this got oral sex as payment for a job well done. Oh my God. The greatest video clip I've ever seen in recent days. Decided to put that last caveat on there in case I suddenly remember a really good one I saw before that, and I'd be like, oh shit. But yes, in recent days, absolutely. We have an hour left of material to load for our last half hour of show. We won't even get to the overtime stuff. Thank you so much for being part of the program. I'm going to drop the audio here quick, and we're going to be picking a couple of things. Oh, actually, I'm going to do... All right, so we're doing this one. And we're doing this one. And I'm going to wager that will be most of our half hour here. And we'll see where we end on that in a minute. But before we get into that, we'll do this and clear that out and do this. No, I'm not trying to load this. I'm trying to clear that out. No, you're not listening again. You're being a dick. All right, there we go. All right, so the next two stories we're going to be doing, one is about a bison, and the other one's about Charles Barkley. Because the title of the show is Why Charles Why, and I need to actually get to that part because I forgot that we have to do that. Otherwise, the show doesn't make sense. Dick. All right. Oh, you're awfully still. I gotta fix that. All right. Let's get to the last thing I gotta do. I gotta talk about my buddies at Hemponics really, really quick. I want to thank all of you who've been putting in those orders at Hemponics. I really appreciate that. I myself like ordering a few lovely items from Hemponics. Going to be picking up a couple probably after this. Maybe some gummies and some vapes. All right, here we go. To order from Hemponics, you need to be 21 or older, and then you can click that box. They have a variety of products. You can go view all products to see everything they have. Come on, View all products. Wow, the website's being a bee today. Well, while it's taking its sweet time, let's Control C and do this. Control V. The link I'm sharing, if you order through this link, we get credit and we get a little bit of a kickback. And I am grateful for that. So thank you if you do that. Right. All of their products are amazing. You can shop by the benefit you're looking, the cannabinoid, the product type. They have stuff for pets. They've got tattoo aftercare, skin balm. I use the roll-on, the ice. What is it? Muscle Frost. I kept calling it ice. I use the Muscle Frost Relief Gel quite a bit. I have someone else in the house that uses the CBD Deep Relief Medicated Lotion. I love the vapes, in particular the HHC vape pens. The Delta 8 disposable vapes, also a good pen. And now they have pre-roll. I don't know about pre-roll flower on CBD and CBG. I imagine it might smoke a little harsh, but I've never tried it. I may, honestly. All right, so those products all available at Hemponics. I work with them. I use their products. I recommend you use their products. And again, if you click that link, we get credit. Thank you very much. Let's get back to our stories. We've got this first one here.
Have you considered going solar in Minnesota but afraid of the huge price tag?
Have you considered getting... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's play.
Most people don't know this, but almost 100% of
Have you considered going on a diet? Because no offense, you're fat as fuck. I don't think you should be worried about going solar. I think you should worry about going to the gym. Because your power needs aren't the problem. Your food needs are. Jesus Christ, you're rotund. You're like one of these bison we're about to talk about, except you're a giant fat white guy talking about shelling a product in Minnesota that really doesn't work for like 9 months of the year. Yeah, go fuck yourself, guy. All right, so this is a video of some bison. Okay, so these are the animals we're talking about if you didn't know. Just a herd of bison blocking the road. You know, all of the talking we've done today about just flooring it when people block the road. You know who they never do that for? Bison. And there's a reason. Well, at any rate, an Arizona woman suffered significant injuries when a bison gored her at Yellowstone National Park on Monday, officials said. The 47-year-old woman was walking with another person in a field near Lake Lodge Cabins on the North Shore of Lake Yellowstone when they saw two bison, the National Park Service said. The visitors turned to walk away from the bison, the park official said. One of the animals then charged and gored the woman. The woman from Phoenix sustained significant injuries to her chest and abdomen, NPS said. She was airlifted to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. Her current condition was not immediately available. Park officials said it is unclear how many close visitors, it is unclear how close the visitors were to the bison when the animal charged. No further details were immediately available as the incident remains under investigation. MPS warns visitors to stay at least 25 yards away from all wildlife, including bison, those who disregard the park's regulations may face fines, potential injury, and even death, according to the agency. Park officials have said bison have injured more visitors in Yellowstone than any other animal. The park describes bison as unpredictable and noted that the animals can run 3 times faster than humans. Visitors are urged to use extra caution during mating season, which runs from mid-July to mid-August, when bison can quickly become agitated. While this was the first reported incident at Yellowstone in 2023, a bison in the park last year gored a 25-year-old Ohio woman and tossed her 10 feet in the air after she got too close to the animal as it was walking near a boardwalk at Black Sand Basin, just north of Old Faithful. I'm sorry. I have trouble believing that you didn't approach the bison. I have trouble believing that you turned around and was walking away. How did the front of her get gored? Great question, Sandy Squatch. It's weird you sustained injuries to your abdomen and your chest. They didn't say the goring, like, hit you square in the back. What the fuck is this? This is not... Fox News, I am so fucking sick of you and your fucking bullshit. Fuck Fox News. I gotta start finding a way to just get their fucking video sources and the stories I can grab in other places and just fucking find a way, just get away from Fox News. It's time to stop. I've had enough of your bullshit. Alrighty. As I said, if she turned around, how did she get hit? Yeah, how did she get hit? I'll tell you this, she didn't need to be told twice, am I right? I don't believe you were walking away. I believe you went, oh, look, 2 bison. Let's get a picture. Let's take a selfie. I don't believe you were turning and walking away. A bison ran at you to gore you. You're walking away. You don't decide to run. You just turn around and take it in the chest? Like, oh, he's coming. I might as well just take it. Take it standing. Alrighty. Well, I was going to go for a little bit longer on the story. I think we covered everything, though. All right, thank you, Sandy Squatch, for the laugh track. Enjoying the show. If you're enjoying the show and you want to kick into the PayPal, the Rumble, the Twitch, all that stuff, the time is closing, and well, we're doing the best we can. All righty, so Charles Barkley taking aim at rednecks and assholes in explicit Bud Light speech at a bar. Barkley was at the American Century Championship near Lake Tahoe this weekend. And participant in the American Century Championship near Lake Tahoe over the weekend. While his performance wasn't anything to write home about on the golf course, he did raise eyebrows with his remarks about Bud Light at a club. He was seen on Friday and Saturday nights talking to bar goers and telling them he was going to buy them beer. Bud Light, to be specific. I want y'all to drink this fucking beer. I want y'all to drink this fucking beer, he said in a video that was initially surfaced on TikTok on Friday night. I got 3 cases of Bud Light. Hey, and I want to say this. If you're gay, bless you. If you're transgender, bless you. If you have a problem with that, fuck you. Barkley made another impassioned speech the next night. Let's see this speech. You know what? I'll hold my comments till after. Let's see the speech.
I want y'all to drink this fucking beer. I want y'all to drink this fucking beer. I got 3 cases of Bud Light.
Notice what he's not drinking. I've got 3 cases of Bud Light, but I'm holding a mixer in my hand. I want y'all to drink this fucking beer. I bought it. I ain't gonna drink the shit. But you can.
Hey, and I want to say this. If you're gay, bless you. If you're transgender, bless you. And if you have a problem with that, fuck you. Take this.
I don't think you realize that those be some real farming hands. Oh, Rusty. No. Who wants to drink cheerleader piss, alphabet soup style or not? Here's my biggest problem with that argument. That is the same argument that people in against the Florida law go, oh, it's the Don't Say Gay bill. They're not protesting the beer because it's transgender. They're protesting it because Bud Light, which, by the way, has always been a pandering company that panders for the sake of pandering, because they're not even an American company. So they pander to Americans. It's an iconic American brand. Yeah, it's an iconic American brand from a company from another country, and they really, really like sucking out our money, and they don't really care about us at all. So they kind of, again, pander. Nobody was after Bud Light last year when they did their LGBTQ pander. The problem is they went too far. They went too far, Charles. They went too far, and they picked a person who chose to be a woman, even though they still had male genitalia, for a year, and they're like, hey, let's honor your sacrifice on Mother's Day for you just saying, I guess I'm a woman now, spitting in the face of women everywhere. It's not the transgender movement. It's not the LGBTQ movement. You know why it got rallied into and linked to this? Because as soon as Dylan Mulvaney got called out for being a stupid pander, they immediately went, oh, it's because they hate us. And by the way, that community doesn't support Bud Light because Bud Light didn't continue supporting Dylan Mulvaney. Again, Dylan Mulvaney claims that she, he, they, whatever, had to leave the country because of all the backlash they received. All of us were sick of Dylan Mulvaney before Bud Light showed up. I hate this, like, if you have a problem with that, fuck you. Well, you know what? If you want to pimp Bud Light while holding a mixed drink, Charles Barkley, fuck you. You pandering piece of shit. You are officially every bit the pandering piece of shit that Bud Light is. Because you bought 3 cases. Because you can afford to buy 3 cases. The beer's cheaper now than it's ever been. I don't know why you feel like you need the social credit score points. But yeah, why not score some points for being a uber woke person? Why not get a whole bunch of people to stand up for you? Because as you say in other articles, they can come and cancel you if they want, but they can't cancel you. Right, because nobody buys Charles Barkley. You're not a product. You're a person. And you get paid in advance for all of your appearances. So believe me, and you don't need the money. You could go away tomorrow and be fine. You could play golf into the fucking twilight days of your life. This is so fucking disingenuous. And it seems that, especially now, when I see the video and I see that you aren't even holding a Bud Light. You can't even fake it for 5 seconds with a Bud Light in your hand. You bought 3 cases of Bud Light, but you ain't drinking one.
I want y'all to drink this fucking beer.
I want you to drink this fucking beer because I ain't drinking this fucking beer and I paid for the shits.
I want y'all to drink this fucking beer. I got 3 cases of Bud Light. Hey, and I want to say this. If you're gay, bless you. If you're transgender,
if you're transgender, shut the fuck up and keep it out of my life. I'm sick and tired of how the world has to bend over backwards for you at every turn. This is the biggest problem I have with this. We don't get the right to oppose stuff being shoved in our faces. Bud Light had a core audience. The core audience had made it very clear that they were sick of this crap being shoved in their faces, and Bud Light shoved it in their faces. It's called consequences. You know, something you were preaching people suffering when everybody was saying, hey, that guy flaunting his gun, who's that hurting? You're like, no, you need to understand who you are, where you are, and that there are consequences for your actions. Yes, Bud Light is paying consequences. Just like I feel you really need to pay consequences for a video clip where you extol how everyone should drink Bud Light, and if they don't like it, fuck you. But you're not drinking it. Oh, I ain't gonna. If you got a problem with that, fuck you. Hey, Charles, you gonna drink one of these? No, I don't drink that gay ass beer. Do I look like a pillow biter? Look, I said drink it. I didn't say I would drink it. I don't tell people to drink stuff I drink. I tell people to drink stuff I'd never drink. Like all the ladies that I made drink my urine all those times. He just starts listing off stuff. Look, I'm not saying I'll drink it. They put Dylan Mulvaney on a can. That guy's fruitier than a loop. I'm telling you to drink it. All right, so let's catch up with the chat here, and then we'll see where we got. We got 10 minutes left. We can maybe do another story. They should have chosen a Pander beer as their mascot, a panda bear, a Pander bear. Jesus, I can't get that right. They should have chosen a Pander bear as their mascot. The LGBs don't seem to care much for the rest of the Ku Klux trans. Right, but they got roped into it, and they aren't denouncing it. Again, the biggest problem with all of this is the fan base that Bud Light had would not have cared. Would not, and I believe this 110%. The fan base Bud Light had would not have given two. All right, you know what? We gotta work on this a little more after the show, because you just do not want to sit here like a good little Deadpool, and I don't get why. All right, so yeah, the fan base that they had, the general drinking Bud Light fan base that they had, wouldn't have given two shits if they just did their regular, like, hey, it's Pride Month, and we're pandering to Pride people because we're Bud Light and we always pander. If they had done that, nobody would have cared. Would have moved on with it. It was literally, they put Dylan Mulvaney on a can so Dylan Mulvaney can pump Bud Light on Dylan Mulvaney's social media. Because Dylan Mulvaney, hey, I have to make everything about me because I play this stereotype that I believe a woman is. And again, the insulting part to this isn't that the fact that Dylan Mulvaney, and I'm sorry, but correct me if I'm wrong, but no bottom surgery. So again, Dylan Mulvaney claims to be trans. But the insulting part wasn't the trans thing. The insulting part was Mother's Day. You could have picked any number of women to pander to honor. And you thought, you know what'll really get the ladies on board? If we show, you know what woman we just honored? Dylan Mulvaney. And that's why I have no problem with the backlash. That's why I'm saying, hey, if you think that that was stupid and you don't want to support that product through your money, and you want your buying power to speak for you, good for you. You're not an asshole. You don't hate trans people. You don't hate gay people because you don't want to support Bud Light after they pulled the most blatant, stupid, hey, we're buying fads. That'll get us to people to like our beer, right? They made their bed. They're lying in it. Why? Charles Barkley, why do you feel the need to get in on this? You have literally no fucking dick in this race, man. You don't got anything to risk. You got no need for this. You could literally just avoid it. And like I said, with regards to the video now circulating, I don't know what it is with my eyes today. I just noticed the little things today. That's what today should have been called, the little things. I just keep noticing the little things. Like this 30-second clip where you talk about fuck you if you don't like Bud Light. Because again, having a problem with Bud Light means you hate gay people and you hate trans people. Just because you hate Bud Light. No, you hate a company that doesn't care about you and panders to you. You hate a company that treats you like a slave to their product who's just expected to get it every time because they're a slave. You hate that. Or at least I would think you would.
And if you have a problem with that, fuck you.
You know what would have been a better thing to end that fuck you point with? Chugging a Bud Light. Again, real bold talk for a man with what looks like either a Shirley Temple or just a mixed drink in his hand. Drink a Bud Light, dude. If you're going to make such a bold statement, let a Bud Light kiss your sweet brown lips. I guess real feminists are bigots too. One can't stick up for themselves anymore without offending someone anymore. Therefore, I will wear my bigot patch proudly on my shoulder. Well, with the LGBT with the LGBTQ community, I would say I'm probably not considered a fan. But my biggest issue with said community is solely that they don't denounce enough of the people in their community that pull fucked up shit. And the best parts of the LGBTQ community, in my opinion, are the parts that I don't know about because they just keep their shit to themselves. Like, why does your sex life have to be your identity? Like, I get it. I'm a horn dog of the highest order. I've had a dry spell like you wouldn't believe, but I don't go everywhere going, I like pussy. I like pussy. Maybe that's what I should start doing. How do you identify? Identify as liking pussy. Sir, that's offensive. Well, it's not if I like dick, is it? If I say I like dick, that's not offensive. Then I'm just gay, and I have the right to flaunt that every moment of every day. I have the right to go, hey, I like dick. Hey, you better like me for liking dick. And the trans movement took that and they fucking added nitrous to the fuel line. Like, oh, let's go to the fucking stars with this shit. And that's where we're at, man. That's how it ends, Charles, is you get people pushing us too far and we go, you know what? Fine, fuck your beer. And like I said, Charles, nobody asked you to wade into this. You didn't need to pick a side, and you're clearly not a Bud Light drinker. So why the fuck do you care? Why the fuck do you care? And what are you pandering now? I am sad that I have lived long enough to see Charles Barkley become a pander man, because I thought for sure Charles Barkley was not a pander man. I thought when I looked at him, I was like, no, that's a cool dude, not a pander man. Rusty Grammar, my wife's best friend is a lesbo. You would never know unless you asked. That's how it should be. She's also very right-wing, if that's a thing. I'm sure it absolutely is. And yes, it absolutely is. There were, when I worked, because I'm wearing the shirt, I don't mean to brag, but I've worked at a strip club. But there were ladies who came to the strip club regularly. Beautiful women. Some of them you could tell, some of them you couldn't, but they were all lesbians. And they came to the strip club regularly to see some ladies. They came to the strip club regularly to see some ladies. Nailed it. So you wouldn't know some of them unless you talked to them and asked and things like that. And that's the way your sexual identity shouldn't be something I have to fucking avoid, right? I shouldn't have to cross the street so I don't have to hear about how you like to take it and or give it. And that's all I want. I don't care who you take and or give it to or from, as long as they're consenting and preferably human. And adults. Probably should have stressed that first. That might come back to bite me in the long run. I feel like that's a kind of a foot in your mouth moment. I really should have. Here's the thing, and here's the thing. Do you like Animal Planet? Here's the thing, though. I didn't stress the age part because that's such a given for me. I didn't even have to think about it. I would never be. No. All right. So she has 2 kids. One she gave birth to. The other her partner gave birth to. Both great mothers. Yeah. And there's plenty of perfectly good. You know what it is? It's kind of the good medicine situation. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the good medicine situation. Sometimes when you're on really, really good medicine, you feel like you don't need it. Stop taking it for a little bit, and you feel great because you're not taking the medication, and now you're not having the side effects of the medication, and the benefits are still kind of wearing off, so you're still the best of both worlds, if you will. But if you do that, and you take the medication out, it gets worse. Things become a problem. And that's kind of like the good LGBTQ community. It's working so well You don't realize you need it. And then eventually, if something's not done about this situation, we're going to end up removing it because we're like, hey, we don't like this shit. And then the good parts it's going to bite us in the ass. It's going to be a problem, which is why I say we need to have the community, and particularly one of the letters in the community needs to start really, really self-policing and needs to start coming out against the violent stuff. Because quite frankly, that's the scariest part about that community is when violent crap happens, they're all up in arms like, see, this is what you get. It's like, flip that around and watch how that goes. And I don't want to see that. That's horrible shit. I don't even like where that's putting me mentally. And that's the end of the show. I have to end the show because I have to go do stuff like hang out with my daughter and things and then come back and do another show tomorrow, which we will be back for tomorrow, 2 to 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Another amazing show. Thank you for joining us for this lovely program. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. We're back. We're happy. And Humpty is still on vacation this week. Humpty on vacation for the rest of the week. Till next time, take care.
Game over.
Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck? Fuck this fucking! How did you go fucking fuck? Fuck! Game over, man. Game over. Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's buds. There's stones. Come on! We'll bless them all until we get verschnicken. Join me!
Well, Sparkle Farts, all things being equal, you are technically